Good people, what is happening? As you can see, I got Miss Destiny to my, good people. I think right. Right or left. Y'all see it. That's all that matters. We expect to have more on tonight. Let me check and see if they're here. We expect to have Debbie and Kenyon and maybe Tony. But, everybody's on their own schedule. They'll pop in when they do. But we wanted to go ahead and get started. I'm going to cut the draft on, as y'all can see, with my, I got it blurred, but my bootleg cable. For those of you that want to know, I have what's called an IPTV. Sorry, I don't pay traditional cable. This service is like it's $59 for 3 months. I get all the channels, all of the NFL package, NBA, boing chicka boing boing. Even though I don't watch it, I don't watch that, but it's on there for those of you guys that would want to watch it. But everything is on there. So hey, man, I finally cut the cord. It's been about a couple years now, man. I was one of the last people to do it, but I say all that to say I might be a little bit delayed. So I'm going to pull up the draft. I might put the ticker here in the stream just so I can kind of be on the same page as Destiny and everybody else. But welcome, man. Let's say hello to the early commenters. And I didn't even announce the show. Welcome to the latest episode, the special edition episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday, Terrible Towel Thursday, draft night. We're going to be here live. The plan is for us to just sit here and chop it up. I mean, this is very informal. We're just going to be kicking it, talking about whatever we want to talk about, the picks that happened before us. And once we make our pick, we'll share our thoughts. I guess we'll get out of here after that. So let's say hello to the early people. Who we got in here? Sasquatch, Lawyer L. Hello, the Mill. I was about to say the Mill Missy. The Real Missy. Hello, Real Missy. Appreciate you, Miss Lady, for joining the show. Love our ladies, man. We always got to say hello to you all, especially Lyle McCombs, Dre, Dr. Trey, 88, Ernest Grice, Antoine Beasley. I can't see tonight. I was about to call you Antonio. My bad. Miss Lanisha in the building. Hello, Lanisha. We wish you were on the show, but we definitely understand. Doesn't matter if you're here or not. You're here in spirit. So, hello, Lanisha. Who else we got? Ron Simpson Gaming, Jordan Mid, C. Antoine Hill. Who else? Devil, Mr. Winningham. How you doing tonight, sir? Always good to see you. Smitty753, J Waller 412, Mr. All Days Off. Love that name, by the way. That's dope. Cody Yo, The Real Deal. Hello, Sade. What's up, Sade? Haven't seen you in a while, Miss Lady. Love it, love it, love it. She says, I'm driving, but I'm here. Be careful. Please be careful. But thank you for joining. And that's it. Leonard Green. Outside of that, me and Destiny just going to chop it up until Kenyon and Debbie find their way. Oh, wait, hold on. Spoke too soon, guys. Here he is. I told you Kenyon was going to be here in just a moment. We got Kenyon on. Kenyon, I'm going to do you like they do on the Joe Budden podcast. We are live. Don't say anything that will incriminate you or me. Just wanted to give you that heads up. But what's happening, brother?
Can't call it, man. Just ready to get this going, man. That's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. So, like I told Destiny, man, you know how we going to do it. Like we did it last year. We just really just kicking it, shooting the breeze, talking about whatever we want to talk about, Steelers related, pick related. Once we pick, we'll give our thoughts, and then that pretty much would be it. But I'll throw it to y'all first, man, while I pull up the draft here. Whoever wants to go first, well, ladies first, of course, we'll let Destiny go. Gut feeling, and then this might change before our pick happens, but gut feeling right now before anybody is off the board. What are the Steelers doing? Are we waiting till 20? And if we don't, who are we moving up to get?
All right, so this is probably going to be a bit of a crazy hot take. And first of all, I hate everybody in the chat, especially the ladies. As Sim said, love it when you're here with me on the show and with us on the show, and even when you're not, much love always. But with the Stephon Tua situation doing what it is,
yeah,
like going back to the show that you just had on Tuesday, I'm okay with Mitchell Trubisky being the bridge quarterback. That was a question you posed. Are you okay with that? I was okay with it when they did it because that's kind of what we figured it was for this whole year, possibly next year too, and then they would draft somebody next year. So if they made a move to trade up for a good defensive lineman, Jordan Davis or anybody else, I would appreciate it because I think, whatever Stephon Tuitt is going through is beyond what we know, can comprehend, can
Yeah.
understand, because we're not in his shoes, and we need to be sympathetic and empathetic for what it is. And you all know the last time I was on with Miss Debbie, I said I wanted us to get back to being a defensive-minded team. That starts with your defensive line. Cam Hayward has maybe 1 or 2, years left in his prime or where he's at.
Yeah.
Then you got Louder Milk, Skim Milk, Whole Milk, with all the nicknames they've been calling him. Henry Mondo, it's going to start to look a little shaky. So if for any reason he was, starting to slip down and it was like, hey, the next, Aaron Donald is there, I wouldn't mind them going to do that over a quarterback because like you said on your show Tuesday, I'm fine with Mitch being that guy while we get all the pieces together so that when we do get that next quarterback in, he's not coming into one of those situations where it's like, oh, I'm the best quarterback or I'm the best player on my team and I have nothing else around me to help me with that. And before you know it, we're not talking about him. He's forgotten. Because it happens now. We throw away quarterbacks in this league now. So if you don't got all the right pieces around him, it can be irrelevant. So it sounds crazy, but I don't mind us doing that or anything for the defense, to be honest, to help solidify when we get that quarterback in.
Yeah, man, I can't disagree with that at all. I'm definitely can't wait to hear Kenyon's take. I probably already know it because we talk so
Yep.
much.
Yep.
Sidebar, as you guys are seeing, I love Kenyon's hat right there. That's a dope one. I don't think I've seen that one with that color scheme like that. And as y'all can see, I got the coach's hat on. Let me explain to y'all the difference. Kenyon probably already knows. See how Kenyon's got the nice straight brim? That's usually how I wear my hat. Because I told y'all, I used to be an MC and I had my hats was everything. I don't like a bent hat, but this is how coaches wear their hat. Y'all see, look at the side. And I put that on tonight because that's the mindset I'm in. Coach, what would I do if I was a coach, the GM, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, just a sidebar. What you got, Kenyon? We sitting tight. If we don't, who we getting? If we sit tight, who we getting? Because everybody wants to hear your take on the players and how the prospects and all. So what's going to happen here in the next, let me estimate, if we move to 7, next 40 minutes or the next hour and 20 minutes?
I mean, probably yesterday I had a different idea, but I don't really have a solid take. I don't have the same concerns on certain sides of the ball because I just feel like if defensive tackle that's interesting, but I wouldn't take Jordan Davis, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think he's a 2-down player, and I don't want 2-down players on our defense when we run primarily nickel. So for me, I look at it like, if you're gonna take somebody like that, I'd target somebody like Devontae Wyatt, who's really been the most productive of all of them, of the Georgia linemen that's coming out this year. He's the most productive, and he's the better fit. He's the scheme fit. But if they, I don't do predictions because trades are gonna happen. There's probably going to drop. One's probably going to drop in the next 5 to 10 minutes. And, when you start trying to make predictions of what you think is going to happen, it never really turns out the way that you think, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of doesn't make any sense, you know what I mean? Or if you want to be funny, if I was GM, you know what I would have done? I would have traded Claypool, DJ. I would have traded up at 9, and I would go get, my boy. So, but I'm just playing them. So it's kind of like, for me, it's just, I don't have a take, I'm not speaking on what I think may happen. Sim knows because I told him I wouldn't talk about it. So I'm not going to speak on what I think may happen. I'm just trying to let it play out because I don't want to, I just have a weird feeling. So I'm just trying to just chill out. I mean, things that have happened the last couple of weeks there's been like tea leaves about what's going down. So I'm just going to try to chill out. And you can't predict the trade thing. The trade thing changes the whole bag. So, I'm just going to, at 20, if they stay at 20, I have an idea. If they move up, I have an idea. If they move down, I have another idea. So there's different things I have going. So we'll just wait and see. I told Sim I was gonna be really laid back and chill out this year because I have a weird feeling. And me and you, Sim, we can talk about it all day. Me, you, and Tony, we can have these conversations all day because it's great. You know what I'm saying? But you know how that is, man. I don't, I try to watch out for that. So, but that's it.
Man, as you guys can see, we have Debbie joining us now. I told you they would be here soon. I told y'all to hold your horses. So we got the four, can't say horsemen, I'll just say the four squares. We got the four squares here tonight, the cube, if you will. So, Debbie, definitely we always let ladies go first. So I threw it to Destiny. Now I'll throw it to you. Kenyon already spoke because, briefly you weren't here yet. So that's the reason why he went. But what do you think? What's going to happen here in the draft? You got any predictions? Any things that you want to happen? Whatever you got.
I don't have any predictions. I know, at least for me, based on some of the stuff that's happened in the off season, or in free agency, I'm really in favor of moving back. I don't want them to. I don't want the Steelers, to reach for a guy. That's for Marvel characters. I want them, unless they're like dead set on their guy, pick that guy. But I don't want them like to kind of follow the trend, because based on who picks who in front, and then they feel like their guy might get taken, then they start rushing and trying to scramble to, like, sell their future away just for some guy. Don't do that. I'd rather go back in the draft, get more picks. You pay Mitch already. You have Mason there. I mean, RIP to Haskins, but
Rest in
make
peace.
make use of the people that you have, build more of the core, so that you get the guy that you want, and he has some stability, when he gets the chance to play.
Hey, I cannot be mad at that at all. I kind of alluded to that as well, as I wouldn't be mad if they stay put, because the fact of the matter is, man, and I know this is, Kenyon is probably right here with me. I don't overly love anybody. And, it's they're players. They're all prospects. As much as we love these guys now, you're gonna love somebody next year. We're gonna love Stroud or Young or any of these other quarterbacks or other players in general. You're gonna love other linemen. You're gonna love a DB. You're gonna love some. So it's like I'm not married to anybody coming out in the draft. So I do not want them to reach. Gut feeling though is telling me that they might move up, man. Only because this never would have been a thought of mine had we not seen the Devin Bush situation. And some people can say, well, they did it with Palomalu. Sure, they did. But in my opinion, the Devin Bush one was a little different because it was, hate to say this about it, but it was somewhat of a reach in this regard. There was two headliners in middle linebacker in that draft. They didn't get,
The two
clearly they
Devins.
didn't get the first one, so they got the other Devin. Right? And who knows who they like, but I'm just saying, those were the two primary guys. I kind of feel that way about quarterback this year. There's a handful of guys, but there's really only maybe two, maybe three that they think could go in the first. So you don't want them to reach. So with all that said, I'm going to stick with my gut feeling. I think this is what's going to happen. I think they don't trade up. I think Kenny Pickett probably goes to the Panthers. And I think Malik Willis is going somewhere. And I think the Steelers are going to do a little bit of what Debbie doesn't want them to do. I think they're going to reach on someone that they like. I have a feeling they're going to pick Desmond Ridder at 20. I just got a feeling. I don't know why. And he might not even be the guy. I just have a feeling that if they like two or three of these guys, I think. Oh, hold on. Whoa.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Javon Walker.
Wow, that's out the window. Everybody was looking at Hutchinson.
Okay. So there you go, guys. The Steelers are not going to move up to get him, obviously. So don't know what else to say. But yeah, I got a feeling, man, if they hold tight and they don't reach, I don't want to say reach. If they don't bust their gun early and go get Malik, I got a feeling they're going to pick a guy like Ritter. I just have a feeling they like him better than they like Corral and they like Howell. Just got a gut feeling, man, that they like that guy a little more than some would think. So that's my gut feeling. I would prefer them to sit tight at 20. But again, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad at all if they say, look, Malik is the guy. We're going to develop him. You're going to see what we do with him in the next year or two. All right. I'm fine with that. But we shall see.
Do you think it would also be better to wait until next year, though, to make those kind of moves because we would have better draft capital compared to this year? It seems like we have such little to offer unless we do throw in some of our wide receivers like Kenyon mentioned, which I wouldn't mind either one of those guys, go ahead and get in the bag somewhere else with a different team. That's not the Steelers.
See, that's the thing. Only if some people are saying if they have to move this year is going to include our second round pick as well. I don't want that this season.
Me either. Yeah.
Not this season. I know I threw a crazy scenario out there. I said that it might cost us swapping first, giving up next year's first, and maybe another pick somewhere. I can accept that a little more because then essentially you're saying we like this quarterback more than we like the guys next season. However, I don't think we can afford to give up the second round pick this year. I don't know if I want to do that because we don't have as much capital. So that's my take on that. What you think, Kenyon?
I mean, you don't get a quarterback next year, you're going to be in the same position next year. You're going to be talking the same stuff next year about two quarterbacks that you have to trade up to try to get. Like, for what? I mean, if you want to have this discussion, I'll wait till 23 and I'll go get Caleb Williams and who looks like Patrick Mahomes. I just wait. If I'm going to do that, I take 2 seasons and build up the rest of my team, and then I'll try to go all in on Caleb Williams in 23 because I know what he is. You know what I mean? I know he's a stud. You know what I mean? I know what's going to happen when he comes out. He's going to win the Heisman in the next 2 years. He's a great leader. He has all the tools. He's an RPO. He's a classic RPO guy. So if I'm going to do that, I would just do that. You know what I mean? Because next year, you're not trading up to get Bryce Young because you're going to go. He's 1 or 2. CJ Stroud is going. They're going 1-2 next year. That's the draft. One CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, and then the quarterbacks after that are not as good as those 2 quarterbacks. Before I had DJ there, and Sim knows this because I saw all 3 of them in high school. So DJ, they all 3 were the same. They all 3 were rated the same coming out of California. DJ was the one that was supposed to be the best one. DJ has struggled at Clemson. Now, if he has a shot to make it up this year, if he has a good year, he can put himself back up into the little mix. But CJ and Bryce have been good since they stepped on the field. So that year gap that you have, it hurts your stock in a lot of ways unless DJ just goes off. Because he has all the tools. He looks like a bigger version. He's like Big Ben and can run faster. That's what he is. So his accuracy is off. And if you watch him at Clemson, he didn't play well. He had games where he just looked bad. You know what I'm saying? So you never know how it's going to play out. But either way you look at it, when you start talking about quarterbacks, you have to be bad to get a quarterback. That's how it works. If you don't have a franchise quarterback on your team, you can't win a Super Bowl. So it's reality. You know what I mean? So either you find the guy that you like this year, you try to find another guy next year, or you wait to 23. The draft class for 23 for next year is better than this year. It's going to be way better. There's going to be more quarterbacks. But there's still no guarantee that you're going to get the type of quarterback that you want. I mean, because the Steelers don't want a pocket passer. They want a mobile guy. When they keep talking about a certain type of quarterback, that's what they kind of want. They did the same thing with Najee. I want a running back. I want a big run. You know what I mean? They kept saying it. So it's spoken into existence. So that's how I feel about that. You know, it's going to be hard either way you look at it. There is no weird trade scenario that you can make. It's just You have to be bad to get in that top 5, or you have to give a lot of capital to get the quarterback you want. That's it.
Are y'all surprised the Lions just skipped out on taking the quarterback?
Nope.
Nah, not surprised. I know some people have mocked Willis as early as 2 to the Lions, and I was like, nah, I don't think so.
Be prepared to know quarterbacks going early. I'm just telling y'all now. Be prepared to all this early quarterback stuff. Be prepared that it don't happen. I'm just saying. That's why I'm not saying nothing. I'm letting everybody else talk. So I'm gonna chill out.
I'm more surprised because some people were saying they didn't know based off of Jared Goff last season if that's who they were going to stick with, and they've been kind of mum on that. So I just didn't know if you all were surprised that they're riding with him over. They didn't make any free agent moves. I mean, they could. Baker is still out there if you think about people who are out there. But
I feel bad for Baker. Man, Baker ain't getting no bites out there unless man. I guess
him and Goff are kind of the same. Yeah, former first overall.
But golf in a lot of ways isn't. I mean, technically they have a quarterback, and Goff is better than the quarterbacks that's coming out this year. You can actually make that argument that he's better than the quarterbacks coming out this year. So why would you draft another quarterback when you have so many holes? Because Detroit, you look at their team, they have a great offensive line, great running game that's young and developing. They have a quarterback that all he has to do is kind of manage the game, but the defense isn't great. So if you get you a guy that's I don't want to say can't miss because everybody can miss, but he's a great player coming out of Michigan. I just been hearing that the things about Hutchinson that people don't like is that he has short arms, and short arms are a big thing when you're a pass rusher because
Absolutely.
if an offensive lineman can wrap his arms, if you can't get linked with your hand and move his body off of you, the offensive lineman can engulf you and just wrap you up. So Hutchinson is going to have to develop and get a counter move, a secondary move, because that's what makes you, T.J. Watt. That's what makes you Joey Bosa. That's what makes you the Bosa brothers. You know what I mean? When you have those secondary third moves. So Hutchinson, I love him, but I think Detroit likes him because you think he's a hometown boy, stays home, and they're trying to build their team. So I'm not mad at Detroit. I think to me it was never quarterback. It was going to be wide receiver or defensive line and linebacker. They got so many holes that it's just like.
Well, to one of your first points, I don't think any of the quarterbacks should start this year. So any team with a quarterback this season could still draft a quarterback early just to let them sit and secure them. So that's why I didn't know if Detroit could be one of those teams, even though you have Jared Goff. I would take it. Personally, I think most teams make that mistake. Like we said, some of the best quarterbacks in the game currently are set a year before starting. So I wouldn't rush any of these cats into anybody's pocket to be doing anything. But shout out to Y Diggy, too, because I didn't know that the Lions had picks at 32 and 34 as well. So if they want to get a quarterback, they still can.
Yep.
And they could easily get one of the second round. Some of them dudes going in the second. And the Lions, I don't know if they got a second round pick, but if they didn't, they could do the 32 and 34. Well, 34 is second round. Yeah. So
I think Jared Goff is awful.
But see, here's my thing. Here's the thing about Jared Goff, because I know a lot of people say that he's awful, and I always tell people Jared Goff's not awful. He's just the problem is he's just inconsistent. And when you're inconsistent,
I agree with that, Kenyon, because it's like all of a sudden he just went down the dump.
Right. It's like he really did.
He was bad when he was with the Rams still.
But he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't bad with the Rams.
They sold the farm to that man.
I think the Rams dumped him to save the job.
Exactly.
Because
she's exactly right.
That he was able to secure them playoff potential, playoff.
But when you're good at your job, people don't try and get rid of you.
And then all of a sudden, he falls off the cliff.
The coach didn't love him.
Don't do that fast.
All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. Let's see what he does. I want to see what he does this year, and then hear y'all say all of this again. What did he do last year?
But here's the thing. Jared Goff has never been a bad quarterback. He's been on the Rams. And here's the funny thing. He's a bad quarterback, but they went to the Super Bowl.
Nick, what did you say about Nick? Nick Foles. Nick Foles went to the Super Bowl as a backup, and he's not a good starter.
Nick Foles and Jared Goff were in the same draft class coming out of the pack. I watched Jared Goff for 4 years at Cal. Jared Goff is not a bad quarterback because I saw him chew us up for 350 yards.
Okay, so
I'm not going to sit up here and say.
I'm going to go back to my Jimmy G argument then. Nobody wanted Jimmy G, but he went to the Super Bowl, and Miss Debbie can't stand him.
Thank you.
That's y'all thing.
I
That's
wanna
y'all thing.
thank you.
You can't put that in there then.
I'm talking about Jared Goff. What I saw. I'm not talking about what you saw. I'm talking
Stingley.
about Jared Goff. Jared Goff to me, when I saw Jared Goff in college, he was chewing us up. And I'm one of those people that recognize that stuff because there's been two quarterbacks that's done that to USC. It's been Jared Goff. It's been Aaron Rodgers when he went 23 for 24 in the Coliseum in the Pete Carroll era. I was at that game. I saw it. I saw
Are you talking college or NFL?
I'm saying this. Jared Goff, when he went number one, he was the best quarterback coming out that year. It wasn't even he was coming out this year.
And he played well.
And he played
the
well.
first year because that's when because the coach had just been hired that year. They had at least 2 or 3 good year runs.
But what's playing well to y'all? His stats aren't top 10.
I gotta say my job move.
Right,
but
right.
What's a good quarterback to y'all? I want to know the criteria. None of his stats are good. His record ain't good. The man lost his job. What?
Well, Mr. Trubisky lost his job, and now people.
And now we got him.
Right.
But
so
nobody thinks he's a good quarterback either. And now he's a bridge quarterback. He's a bridge quarterback.
No. Some people think he's a good quarterback. Some people think he's
exactly. Because we had already paid Mason.
Right.
So why you gonna jump out the window and pay another average guy?
This makes no sense.
Want him either.
It's like
he's not a top 10 quarterback in the league. It's Mitch Trubisky.
That's a different conversation.
If you compare him to Jared Goff, you make him an argument.
I said good. I didn't say top 10. I didn't say top 5. I said good.
Jimmy G
I said good.
I'm not, but I'm just saying, because somebody said, "Oh, Jared Goff won Super Bowl." I'm just saying. So when we were talking about it, that was one of the things that I was saying about Jimmy G. I'm like, well, he went to a couple conference championships, the Super Bowl, and people were like, no, well, Jared Goff won Super Bowl. Do y'all want Jared? Okay, honestly, if Jared Goff was available on free agency, would you have wanted him to be the Steelers quarterback?
No, because he can't run.
He can't do anything. The man be looking like a deer in headlights out there.
I'm not even gonna do that, man. I'm different. I gotta judge you by how you play. I don't make drastic. I've seen Jared Goff. I know he's not bad. I live in LA. I saw him play for 4 years.
In college.
With the Rams.
Oh, with the Rams.
I live in LA. I've seen him play. That dude is not bad. You know what I'm saying? The reality is that, as Debbie said, which she is actually correct, so the coach was hired the year after Jared Goff was there. So when the coach comes in, they usually want their quarterback, somebody that fits their system. And he's running the whole offense. He's calling the plays. So him and Jared Goff didn't fit in his eyes. He felt like he needed another quarterback, as Sim would say, because me and Sim used to have this conversation. Sim said, man, I wish Matthew Stafford could go somewhere where he could flip. Me and Sim used to always have this conversation. And when he got traded, I said, that might be the perfect spot for him. And Sim said, yeah, you're right. That might be the spot that he can really flourish in that system. Jared Goff is not a bad quarterback. He's just a good quarterback. I don't know if he may never be great. But he's not bad. He's not terrible. Terrible and bad to me are different types of quarterbacks. They can't do anything. They can't help you do anything. You're trying to help them so you don't lose the game. Jared Goff has one game. He's inconsistent. He's very inconsistent. Yeah. That's the word, inconsistent. Not bad, not horrible.
But if you're inconsistent, you can't be good.
Not true. Inconsistent means you can be good sometimes, and sometimes you bad. Inconsistency means
towards the end of his career.
No,
Ben was inconsistent.
But he won more than Jared Goff does.
But he was inconsistent.
But he won more. You can't be inconsistent and not win.
Not true. What are you saying? That doesn't make any sense.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Look, I think Jared Goff is a season away from being the backup. And to me, if that's where you end up, then you can regress. So I'm not saying he wasn't good those 4 years that he was out in LA, but I think he's regressing. Just like Carson Wentz.
Exactly.
What?
Thank you, Deb. Here you go. Derek Carr was inconsistent the first 2 years in the NFL.
I haven't said anything about
that.
No,
he played good last year.
That you can't be inconsistent and be a good player.
Right, you can be both.
Derek Carr is good.
No,
he's inconsistent.
I said you have to be inconsistent and win to be a good player, so to speak. Like you can't be inconsistent and lose. Why would I want you on my team?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so I can go on my own. I can go on the Steelers. Is Terrell Edmonds consistent?
He is.
He is?
Yeah.
Is Stephon Tuitt consistent?
No. Because it's availability. Availability plays into your consistency. Terrell Edmonds is available all the time. Stephon Tuitt
is Devin Bush consistent?
No, he's only played like 4 years. He's been hurt. He's been hurt a whole season.
Is DJ consistent?
No, he's inconsistent, and I don't like him.
Is Chase Claypool consistent?
No.
That's my point. And
I don't get your point because it seems like it's relevant. It's relative.
I think they're good. That's my point. I think they're good, but they're inconsistent. That's my point. They're inconsistent players. They're not people that come every night and bring their lunch pail. But that's not a lot. You can't name a lot of people like that. And that's just real talk.
I don't know. You lost me on that point because for those players, even if they're good, the question is, do you want them on your team? For DJ at the NFL level, because he's so inconsistent, I don't think he's that good. So that's what I've been saying. I don't care if he gets traded. Let that be somebody else's problem.
That's a simple question. That's a simple question. DJ, do you think DJ is good? Because me and you have discussion all the time. I know DJ is good.
He's talented, but when you say good,
is DJ the definition of good? Which is to me, you can be inconsistent and good.
But I might say something.
Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
Destiny probably gonna totally disagree with this, but I'm seeing it from a different side.
Right.
Take the drops away. DJ might be elite, bro.
If you take the drops away, but you can't because he do it.
Yeah.
Which means he's inconsistent.
He's inconsistent.
So I'm thinking of it.
He's phenomenal, but yeah.
So we all have played sports or had to be a part of a team, still play football. If I can't count on you to be on the field with me, I'm only gonna give you so many. Get it next time. Shake it off.
Yeah.
You're not good if I can't put you on the team. When somebody come along who has better hands, they could be less talented, but if the quarterback can trust them to run their route and catch the ball, less talented, they may still get on the field before you. I've seen coaches do that. You're not reliable, so you're not good. And before you know it, you've lost the trust of the team. You've lost your position, and then you're just not playing anymore.
But that's a different argument. That's a different argument.
But that's what I'm talking about. But that's my perspective.
Because you're saying that the person's not good. It's not that they're not good. It's
good and talented are two different things to me. You can be talented and not be good.
It's that they're not dependable.
But that plays into being good.
It's different than being not. It's different than not being good.
If you're saying
good, I have
good,
a good guy on the bench because he's disappointing me because I can't depend on him.
But talent is innate. You can be innately talented, but not be good at something if you don't practice and make it a better habit, so that all those things come into play.
But
That's what I'm saying. If you're not good enough to keep your job, you're gonna lose your job.
You've seen footage of him practicing before and after.
You don't know,
And look, and they still don't want to pay him because he's not reliable.
We don't know. We don't know if they want to pay him yet.
If he can't get him to he may not get their money.
We don't know if they want to pay him yet.
He might be talking too much.
We gonna see. He asking for it, and he didn't get paid yet. We gonna see.
I haven't heard him.
Early?
Right,
Isn't it too early for him?
He can be all up in arms about a contract, but the reality is the Steelers not going to dress him when he want to do it.
But I'm saying for him to say he wanted elite money, people were saying he doesn't deserve it because he's inconsistent.
Right, doesn't mean he's not good.
That was the argument.
It doesn't mean he's not good. You equated inconsistent with not good.
I'm saying talent and being good are two different things.
No.
If you were on a team with somebody who couldn't be reliable and then they lost that position, then
you're also conflating getting paid with being good. Because the market depends on what people get paid.
Yep.
Not necessarily whether or not.
But if you're not reliable, you're not going to get paid.
That's not true.
That is true. Okay, take it away from football. If you have to show up to work every day, you're not going to get paid. You might lose your job.
Give you a perfect example of somebody who was not consistent, who was not reliable, and got paid.
In football.
In any sport. Because
keep it to football, because any sport contracts are different. And basketball, the guaranteed money is buck wild.
I'll give you one in this season right now.
Go.
James Harden.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. Don't do basketball because that money different. That money different. No.
That's the reason why right now I'm begging for them to win tonight. If he was just a little bit of himself.
Ben Simmons, if you want to do that, look at Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is more inconsistent than James Harden, but he got paid. So the way I look at it is this: you can be inconsistent and you can be good. They both exist in the same universe.
I think you can be talented and you can be good, and it's not the same thing.
Well, talented and good is two different things. Talented means you have talent. Doesn't mean you have reached your goal. You can be good and be inconsistent. good people that are good at inconsistency is one time you look like best player in the world. The next week you look like a mediocre player. And I will
Does he
get
have a bottle of sauce on his neck?
Yes, he does.
What
Somebody
happened?
that's going to the Hall of Fame, Ben Roethlisberger. He looked great in one game, and then he looks bad in another game. He'll throw 5 interceptions.
He won
But
2 Super Bowls. Look, I'm about to hit you with this. Though. You got
Super Bowl-
people who look. Hines Ward is probably not as talented as Deontay Johnson when you talk about footwork, separation, everything else. But this is my argument. He was reliable. That's my argument. Talent-wise, Deontay Johnson is probably better, but I would take a Hines Ward who's going to show up. We don't even need to see all the extra footage, all the extra tennis balls, all of this and all of that. The man was Super Bowl MVP. When it was time to show up, he did. He didn't flinch. So that's my point. I'm saying somebody can be talented, but you may not be good enough to maintain what you need to do and what your job is. If you can't do your job, which requires you to be reliable, then you might not be good. That's all I'm saying. Talent and being good are kind of two different things, because you're not going to say Hines Ward is more talented than Deontay Johnson. But I would say Hines Ward on my team.
I'm saying Hines Ward's better than Deontay Johnson. I don't think it's close.
Talented. So you're saying he's more talented?
I think he's more talented, and I think he's better than him. You know why? Because Hines Ward wanted to block. Hines Ward was
Exactly. Yeah, he does more.
Hines Ward did all the little grunt work that Deontay Johnson. There's no way he's doing that. So the way I look at it, the better.
Now I hope the Giants don't jump out the window or pick a quarterback.
They might.
Santonio Holmes. That's who Deontay Johnson reminds me of, and he's not as good as Santonio Holmes was. Santonio Holmes was inconsistent, but he was good. You know why? Because in big games he showed up. So he was inconsistent because he had bad games. I look at it. That's just the way I look at it. That's how you look at inconsistency. Talent is different and good and talent. If you don't achieve your goal as talent, you're not good. That's just a reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
you said what I just said. If you don't achieve your goals with your talent, you're not good.
But here's the thing. Let me take it all the way back. The first thing you said was, if you're inconsistent, you can't be good. That was the line.
Can be.
That was the exact line you said. And what we said was, you can be inconsistent and be good. It's just that's just reality.
You can be inconsistent and be talented.
I'm done. I'm good.
I think I see both sides. I see what Destiny is saying, and I think maybe we're using the choice of words that we're using is different. Because I think what Kenyon is saying. Let me see who this pick is. Y'all can tell me who is it if y'all ahead of me.
I'll tell you in a second.
Oh, okay, they ain't did it yet.
They haven't done it. He's still introducing the guy.
Yeah, I think y'all saying the same exact thing. It's just Destiny's definition of good is fitting solely with production.
Right.
And what you're saying, and I kind of agree with this too, is that you could be a super good talent, but you're not performing good.
Which is why I said there's a difference, and it's dependable, because we can't count on you.
Yeah.
Which is why you're not playing.
Because what would we say about? I'm curious to see both of y'all's points.
3 edges off the board now.
With Claypool, what would y'all say about Claypool fitting in that discussion?
Right. He's the perfect example. What I'm talking about. Claypool is what I would call a talented person. He's a talented player. He's inconsistent, and right at this point, I don't consider him good.
He hasn't been good. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at Claypool. You know what I mean? Talent, but not. You know what I mean? And here's another example would be, you can use Juju as the same way, because Juju to me was more consistent, but he became good. He was never elite. He was just good. You know what I mean? And Juju, and Sim will tell you, I mocked Juju to Pittsburgh the first time I met Sim. That's the first person I picked for them to pick. So I was all in on Juju. He went to USC, I was on him. But the reality is that he was just a good Steeler. He wasn't a great Steeler. He didn't deserve big money. And that's how I look at it. So DJ to me is a talented person, and he's good, but he's an inconsistent player. And when you drop the ball, those hurt you when you're trying to get big contracts. And so to me, it's inconsistent and good is to me is on the same line because you can always. That's how I look at people. And as you said, you played on team sports. I played on team sports. I played Division I basketball, so I know what it's like to be with guys like that who are inconsistent and good. I knew dudes who were way better than me. It wasn't even close. Way better. But you know what was wrong with them? They were inconsistent. They had one game they played good, and the next game they'd be off in Neverland and looked like crap. You know what I mean? But did I think they were bad players? No. I would be like, man, that dude's good, man. But when he had his head on straight, that's what people would say. When he got his head on straight, that dude's the truth.
I got plenty of those examples in basketball.
It's
Russell Westbrook.
look,
That's a perfect example. Super good, super talented, but inconsistent. And KD could never depend on him. You know, like that's a perfect example.
And then if you look at Russell as Sim used the example, Russell to me in that way, he had 3 good years where he had triple double, he averaged triple double, he won ADP and all that stuff. But I used to always say he's inconsistent. He can win your game and they kill you, and that's what he did. He'll never win your championship. He'll never win your championship, and it's kind of played out the way we kind of saw. I kind of thought it would happen. You know what I mean? And he had studs. You can't argue that he didn't have nobody to play with because he had KD and he played with LeBron. Ibaka,
Harden,
James Harden. You know
they was young, but they still could have made a little more noise than that.
So inconsistency to me, that's what inconsistency is to me. I don't, talent. That's the funny thing about talent. Talent is, talent is a thing that you have to get to that point where you can, if you don't tap into that talent, then, and sometimes you do. Example, Zion Williamson is talented. Do you think he's a beast? I think he's a beast. But you know what's wrong with him? He's inconsistent. Never healthy. Always hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's like he's weighs 270, but if you tap him, his elbow hurt or his foot breaks. You know what I mean? So you never know. So as Mike Tomlin always says, the best ability is availability. So
right, I think we're saying the same thing. Some let it rest.
Yeah, y'all saying the same thing, I think.
Well, it's a debate in the chat about AB, whether or not he was reliable. Because
yes.
Leonard Green said he was reliable and unpredictable, and I agree with that because Sade has said that he was unreliable, and someone else has said that he was reliable. So
not on the field,
the debate
though.
going on the field, and
on the field he was reliable.
Someone mentioned that AB dropped a lot of balls early. That was the Tomlin 3 people, 1 bone or whatever that.
Yeah.
But once AB started playing, that was the one person Ben could count on.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Up the field, slide from the screens, all of that. AB got the ball and had a lot of yak.
Right.
So he was reliable.
That's where most of the picks came from.
It was his antics toward the end that made him questionable.
He got too far. His head blew up, and when your head blows up like that, and you start listening to other people on the outside, and that's basically what happened. And if you look at his career trajectory after that, and it's funny, he's won a Super Bowl, and you kind of don't even think about that because of all the stuff he's done off the field. You know what I mean? So, I think his on-field life, the stuff he did off the field, was the stuff that I think hurt him in the end. So. I think AB was elite. I think he was, some people that are younger Steelers fans think he's the greatest receiver in Steelers history. You know what I mean? And I always, they feel that way. That's great. You know what I'm saying?
Talent.
So, greatest talent. One of the greatest talents. Actually,
I don't know if it's somebody better. It was before my time.
You know what I'm thinking about. Look, Martavis Bryant had off the world talent, but he was never going to be what I thought he was going to be. I'm talking about talent. I'm talking about just talent. I'm talking about gifts. The dude ran a 4.4.
Yeah.
He was 6'5". He could separate the stuff that you don't see Claypool doing. Yeah. Martavis could do it. If Martavis caught that little inside in, he was out.
He couldn't get them routes though.
He couldn't. So it's just Martavis, and I'm older, so I'm always gonna say John Stallworth was better.
And I think it was light.
Yeah, John Stallworth was better because he did everything. You know what I'm saying? And and he was just better. So AB could have been. I think if AB would have stayed with the Steelers, and he just to me, he had to win a Super Bowl. He had to win a Super Bowl because I think people look at you like that's great, but you got to in Pittsburgh, they only care about chips. You know what I mean? If he's on the Cleveland Browns, he'd be the greatest Cleveland Browns receiver. If he's on, Detroit Lions, he'd be the greatest Detroit Lions receiver. But, yeah, AB was talented, but I think in the end, he started.
All right, folks.
Don't do that, Steeler Nation 412. He said, remember Wheaton?
Oh, man. We gotta take a break, guys, real quick. This pick is important.
Yeah.
We gotta wait to see what's about to happen here because this might shift. This gonna shift the draft, in my opinion, because everyone thinks it's Pickett. All of the smoke says Pickett. Some people say they might jump in front of the or whoever else, and they take Willis. But
who is this?
This Carolina.
This is Carolina.
Okay.
If they don't pick a QB, then when Kenyon's prediction is right, a lot of these dudes might not go as early as everybody thinks. So I definitely want to look and see real quick.
Well, right now it seems like it's a run on edges.
Yeah.
Because it's like 3 edges, 2 corners. That's gone.
Yeah, but Kayvon, Trayvon, and Adam were the 3 best edges. So you knew they weren't going to make it out of the probably like the top 8. You know what I mean? So even with Kayvon not having a great combine and not interviewing well and just but he just too much tape. You know what I mean? He's been too dominant. So it'll be interesting. Hey, look, Carolina can go off as a line, man.
Yeah. Jacksonville sneaky putting that D line back together too. I see.
You know what I'm saying?
They got some horses down there. I didn't think Walker was going first though.
It was a report that Jacksonville didn't know, or it was a debate on their pick between what Com wanted and what the GM wanted.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You got a tackle.
Oh.
I told you.
Old boy, he said Sam Darnold's going to start our season. He really just didn't mean to say it, but he was telling the truth. Who is that? Their GM or coach?
Yeah, because he said he never got a fair shot. So,
whichever one of y'all was watching it, keep doing that because I can hear yours in real time, even though I'm delayed. So, every time the pick happens, a real one, just let me hear it like that. Because see, they just announced it on my side, so y'all see how delayed the bootleg cable is.
I'm kind of salty though, because I don't want us to take a quarterback. I don't know what it is. I just don't. I don't trust these dudes.
I don't. Honestly, I'm the same way.
I don't want them to.
But
I want more picks.
They gonna take one, I think, man. If they, I feel like it's automatic if they fall.
Yeah.
Yep.
If Pickett or Willis is sitting there.
But is it a fall? That's what I'm saying to you. That's why I kept saying that.
Right.
That's why I keep telling you. That's not a fall. It's just maybe that's where they're supposed to go.
That's a good point.
So who was the next one that was projected to get a quarterback?
No,
you got Seattle and Atlanta.
Seattle's not drafting a quarterback.
Atlanta and
you tell people who are saying it, they might.
Atlanta and Seattle is quote unquote possibilities, but probably not. And then Washington is probably a bigger possibility, but maybe not because of the whole Wentz thing.
But they want a wide receiver.
The Vikings probably not going to do it because they got Kellen Mond.
They got
Kellen Mond, yeah.
Yeah, they just got him last year.
Yeah.
Texans maybe Texans at 13.
I was thinking now, what the Texans going to do?
Texans like their quarterback. They like their quarterback.
No, but they come back at 13. That's why I was saying maybe, but I don't know.
But the Texans are rebuilding, so at this point they need offensive line, defensive line, wide receiver, running back, safety. You know what I mean? It's just like at this point you're just rebuilding. So
the Saints.
The coach got a pass.
The Saints is the next one as possible. They pick at 16 and 19. So they could afford to take best player available and one of the quarterbacks. If they sitting there at 16, the Saints definitely it's in their hands. Like they could grab one of them because the Chargers ain't gonna grab one, nor is Philly, and then they pick again. So if they if they are picked like what Kenyon said, maybe the Saints is the first one to do it. Which means one of them will be there for the Steelers.
Yeah. What if Atlanta and Seattle shake it all up and do that though?
They might.
Atlanta wants wide receiver. They want somebody to put with Kyle Pitts. They want somebody with him, and I know what they want. And as the way the draft's going right now, I know who they're gonna pick. So
is it Olave or somebody else?
No.
Oh,
Is it that? What's his name?
No.
I love Olave. That boy bad.
I love him too.
Not London.
Oh no. That could happen. That could happen. And good luck. Kyle Pitts in London.
Right, because Atlanta looks at it this way. They can roll with Mariota this year, and then next year they go all in. They can get Bryce Young, they can get TJ Stroud, and then now you have London and Kyle Pitts. And all you need is a quarterback. Instant weapons.
Who is their running back? They got a running back?
Nah, but there's no running back going in the first. There's no running back going in the first round this year. So there's nobody that they have to. You know what I mean? It's necessarily draft. You know what I mean? You can probably get somebody later. And you know how running backs are. First round running backs, man. That's and I'm including Najee. First round running backs. Man, that's not really that smart to pick those guys because it's kind of like running back shelf life is not long, but you know.
Yeah, because like the Giants are up now, and Saquon I think only played 2 years.
Man.
Yeah. And I'm so glad. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm so glad that Najee didn't end up like Saquon. Like
knock on wood right now, Sam.
Because Najee was kind of that same projected guy, like high, like Saquon.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't have that issue with him in his first year. So, man, because it's almost like you can't be mad at the Giants for doing it, but
yeah, I feel like the Giants are going to jump out the window.
But to be honest with you, Saquon was. I mean, when he was in college, he was a can't miss product. I mean, even he was rated higher. Not he wasn't rated high as Saquon.
He was
Saquon
a beast.
No, he wasn't.
Beast.
You saw Saquon in college, you were like, "Yo, this dude right here looks like Barry Sanders, part 2." And that's like, you know, the injuries are the
injury bug, man. You know, it's what you're gonna do. Some guys it happens to.
No, they got a tackle.
Who, the Giants?
Yep.
Okay.
Tackle run.
Let's say shout outs to Ross Clott. I guess that's what it is, because he says still a nation from Jamaica. Shout outs from Jamaica. So yeah, man. I would say another. No, I'm not, because I am gonna kind of say it. It used to be a song, a reggae song that I used to love. It always makes me think about Jamaica, but they can't play it no more because, you know, you got to be politically correct. So I'm going to see if Ross Clott, if he knows what song I'm talking about. That used to be my joint. And I had no idea. I had no idea what they were saying until some of my Jamaican people was like, you know what he's saying, right? So.
Cool? Was it cool?
No.
Okay.
It's another. It might, wait, hold on. It could be, and I'll say this: it's a whole lot of reggae records and stuff that you know the chorus and all that, and that might not be the name of the record. So what I think the name of the song is might not be the actual name of the song.
Right. What part do you sing?
Boom, bye, bye.
Okay.
Look, he knew. Look at Ross Clott.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't know that's what they were saying. I had no idea.
I still don't know what they're saying, but I know the song you're talking about.
Oh boy, they sang.
Well, I'm gonna go look it up.
Yeah, exactly, because I know the song too.
Yeah, they saying something.
I knew a song was, but Tim told me I can't talk about music.
It's not very nice. It's not very nice. In today's world, they would definitely cancel that record.
Tim told me I'm done with this. I can't talk about it, so I'm done.
Round of applause, man. We got a donation. I think we got one from someone earlier too, and I missed the name, but I know it was $19.99. So this round of applause is for you as well, and round of applause to. Oh, I know who it was. It was Carmichael. It was Carmichael. Yep, he said, get prepared for Kenny Pickett. Kev, so fun. Round of applause. He says, Kyle Hamilton, a possibility. It is. I want to know what y'all think about this. I mentioned it Tuesday, but now that I got y'all here, and I don't know if me and Kenyon actually talked about this. We may have. We text so much, man. I forget.
Yeah.
How we feel about Kyle Hamilton running a 4.7? Does that matter?
Nope.
Based on how he
No.
plays?
Yep.
No.
Okay. I thought I was just making sure I wasn't crazy.
I think I mentioned something to you, whether it was commenting to one of your premiere or one of your updates or something. But for me, it's like the combine, it's almost like people practice to do well at the combine.
Yeah.
So I mean, those numbers are what they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an event. It's an event. It's not. You know, when people try to use combine numbers as how the player is going to play, it will never help your argument because Antonio Brown ran a 4.6, and you didn't see people snagging Antonio Brown from the back. Jerry Rice ran a 4.6. You never saw Jerry Rice get caught. I mean, there are examples of people that run a certain 40 and they play that way. You know, i.e. Deion Sanders, where he runs a 4.2 and he played 4.2, or somebody like a Troy who ran a 4.3 and plays 4.3, 4.4. You know what I'm saying? Or Martavis Bryant, who ran a 4.4 at the combine, and we were like, oh, but that may not translate. When you watch him in the game, you say, no, that dude runs a 4.4. You know what I mean? And then you have somebody like Claypool who ran a 4.4, and I don't know about y'all,
see it.
but I have never seen
He don't leave nobody.
Claypool lead anybody. So
And the thing is, even if he runs a 4.4, the other attributes kind of diminishes his 4.4 because he's not. I mean, he doesn't like body a guy when he's come back catching. So his 4.4 means nothing.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's the thing that Debs, and you know, I've told you when I was talking about Drake London as opposed to him, and people were trying to give me flack, and I was like,
yeah.
You know what's interesting, man? James Washington.
And he's bodying everybody that tries to come around him. Yeah.
It's interesting that James Washington would do it. How interesting is that?
I watched Drake London's tape the other day at work.
He go get that ball.
Man, he's a mismatch nightmare. And when he walks in the league, I keep telling people, I say he's gonna do it to every cornerback in the league. They're gonna try to do certain stuff to him. It's because he's a basketball player. To him, he's like jumping up and going to get it. Whereas like Claypool, it's almost like a struggle. Like Claypool is 6'4", but he plays 6'1", 6'5", 10, 5'9". You know what I mean?
He's going, Kenyon. That's what.
Oh, your boy, London. Kenyon called it.
Yep.
Round of applause to Kenyon, man. Spot on. He said he knew who they was taking.
That's my boy, man.
Going way back though, because I think it was Jeremy Johnson for what you were talking about for wide receiver attributes. One of the things that made Antonio Brown great to me was his footwork and the way he used the sideline. They called that man Tony Toe Tap for a reason.
Toe Tap. Yeah.
He was very clutch. That last great game he had against the Saints when Ben was driving down the field before Juju fumbled, he had some sick catches that were unforgettable.
Yeah, Antonio was a stud, man. Antonio was a craftsman. I mean, watch this tape.
Let me hear what London got to say.
Watch this highlight film. Look at that.
Sade had a super chat too.
Yeah, Sade, round of applause. I saw it. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, Miss Lady. She says, oh, Willis or bust. So round of applause right now.
So you're saying Drake London like that?
I'm not saying it.
He likes it.
He like that. Look at his one hand.
He is like that.
Look at his one hand. Body, get off me. You can't cover that dude, man. He's a stud. As I told people in the chat.
I like somebody in the because we kind of joke about this, and I know you guys have said it before. I like a guy who's physical off the line.
Yep.
And that's how he is.
Yep.
He must have known he was going to Atlanta. He got on
a
semi-red. Yeah, like.
Ooh, that catch in the back of the end zone.
You know something? He was at USC spring day last week, and they asked him a question where he thought he was going, and he didn't say like the number. But what he said was, "I'm going top 8." That was exactly what, in my mind, I was going, "Oh yeah, I know where you're going." You know, he said
They
that,
be
I know where
knowing,
you're
man. If you listen a little
They're
bit to
showing the
what
basketball now, Kenya.
Tomlin and them was
Yeah.
saying, and that they be knowing, because I meant to say this Tuesday. You heard when Tomlin and Colbert both was like, we check with the other teams and kind of see what our trade options are. They be knowing.
Right.
There's a little bit
They
of
probably
smoke
told
screen,
him.
but they know. Like they probably
Yeah.
already checked with, man, what y'all thinking? Y'all going quarterback? Because if y'all are, this is the trade we'll propose, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah. Did you watch that Jalen Ramsey interview on the Pivot by chance?
Nah, I didn't see that one
Yeah.
yet.
It's so funny whenever I watch some of these interviews, and especially when they get football guys on, they ask them, okay, well, what was this like? What was draft day like? And they'll talk about how I expected to go higher, and I never forget it because so and so team told me, if you're there, we coming to
We
get you.
coming to
And he
get you,
said he
yeah.
expected to go first that year, or to be the first defensive player, and Bosa was. So he was like, I thought I would be in. I think it was Tennessee or Atlanta or Dallas, and he was like, they told me that they were. He's like, and even though I think he went 4th or 5th. He was like, I was so mad. He was like, I didn't go out and celebrate or anything because I just had high expectations based on our conversations. And then things can slowly change, but that was something he said he'd never forget, even though he just won a Super Bowl. He was like, nah, I never forget that.
Yep.
Just like Rodgers. Rodgers has been carrying that chip on his shoulder forever.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady's whole career. You know what I mean? Just basically going in that round and people not thinking. Tom Brady will talk about it, he's
Man.
crying about it.
Do y'all remember him in I don't. You remember him in college, Kenya? Like how good was he in college? Like was he decent or was he average or?
He was good, but him and Greasy were the starters. So they kind of like flip flop. So
That's right.
sometimes Greasy was the higher rated prospect. Greasy was the guy that was supposed to be better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady would come off the bench. Some games he started in Michigan. Some games he didn't. So you know what I mean. So it was kind of like they were going back and forth. So there was never really no clear cut. Tom Brady never had to shine, which is why he went in the 6th round, because he never had a year where, you know what I mean, where scouts could look at him and say, oh, he's going to be, you know what I mean? And he's kind of like, if you look at his game, he was kind of like a throwback. He was kind of like a statue. He was kind of like, you had to put him in a certain type of offense, a West Coast offense, Joe Montana type situation. And Belichick is one of those people that he can mold clay. You know what I mean? It's just what he can do. So he saw what he saw and picked him up. And, it's funny. Circumstances change everything, because Tom Brady would have never gotten on the field if Drew Bledsoe wouldn't have got hit the way that he got hit in that game and changed his career. So that's just how it works out.
Yeah, y'all see me doing like this. I'm screaming at my son. He's upstairs by himself. I'm just checking on him to see if he's good. Wifey out getting her hair done. We got a wedding to go to on Saturday, so she gotta get it smoked tonight. But yeah, I don't remember him, man. I honestly don't. I don't recall him in college at all. So
Yeah.
there you have it. Oh, they said the Sixers 104 to 81. Okay, let's get it done. I'm assuming it's 4th quarter. Looking at the time.
I was gonna say, are you more nervous that this is happening with Doc Rivers as the coach?
Yeah, man, because I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
I'm gonna give a quick basketball, just really quick, and then we'll get back to the Steelers. Doc, I didn't like that announcement. It sounded like an excuse. Did y'all see it?
No.
Basically, the reporters was asking him about, the possibility of losing series, yada, yada, yada. And he kind of went into excuse mode. Like, what about when, that team I had in Orlando when we were in that situation? And then, when we played with the Clippers, Chris Paul gets hurt. And then, like, he basically was making it sound like he was building an excuse. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dog, it's 2 games left. Like, we ain't at the elimination game yet. So why we already, it's almost like you're building if I lose.
The future.
Yeah, man, I didn't like that. And I like Doc Rivers. I like him, but I didn't like that. It came off wrong to me.
Because they asked that question, and reporters are going to ask that question when you fail like that, when stuff like that happens, what happened in LA. And, I told Sim when they hired Doc Rivers, I just said, I'm just saying, I mean, he has a reputation, and
but But why couldn't he have said, well, we'll get to that question when it happens or something like that?
I think because he's human, and if you get that question asked enough in the playoffs, you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna have a breaking point where they just say, you know what, I mean? And he didn't really go off. He could have just, I mean, he could have went off on a tirade. He really didn't. He just was pointing out stuff, but to make excuses, I often say, a lot of basketball players of this generation make excuses. They always say, well, if I didn't have this, if I had this, it's like, no, man, you got to deal with the cards that you dealt, and you rock with the cards that you dealt. And if you flourish, you flourish. You know what I mean? And if you don't, you don't. If you lose and you the star, you the man, it's on you. It's not nobody else. It's you. You can't say, well, I did my part. No, man. You either win or you don't. You know what I mean? It's like,
basically.
It's, I hate to, like I said, I hate to quote Star Wars, but as Yoda says, do or do not. There's no try.
Seattle. What's Seattle doing?
That was tricky.
Oh, y'all say Harden got shaken up. Oh.
That was tricky. Here we go.
I think Harden just not himself anymore.
All right, let's hear it.
Another tackle.
For real? Seattle?
Yep.
Cross.
Oh, man. This is getting interesting.
It's not interesting. It's just in you.
We gonna mess around and get Willis, man. Or this is what's gonna happen. If I remember saying, I mean, who could have predicted this? So I'm not even gonna take any of the credit. Remember when we said way back, I said, what I would love to happen. Remember Kenyon even before the Philly and Saints trade, we was like, this is where I would accept the trade up. With Philly at the time. Right. So now it could end up being the Saints. But if we trading up from 20 to 16, that ain't gonna cost much.
Nope.
So I'm all in favor for that. If, again, thinking like the Steelers, if the Steelers are dead set on Willis or whoever, it better be Willis if you're trading up though. But if they're dead set on doing that and they can get all the way down to 16, I ain't gonna be mad at that.
I'm just trying to prepare y'all. I don't know exactly. I'm just preparing everybody. I just got this weird feeling, and I've had it for a minute, and I'm just gonna let it play. But as I always tell y'all, I'm only 80% right. I'm 20% I'm always wrong. You know
What's
what I'm
the
saying?
feeling?
I can't tell it. If I tell it, I jinx it.
And you can tell he's nervous about it because he over there shaking his leg like.
Yeah.
I got like a little false. I'm getting a little bit more confidence. You know what I'm saying? As it's roll off. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Kenyon, go bust your shot.
Nah. people. They don't use that type of language in this show. Don't use that type of statement in this. Well, she shot. What are you talking about? That's an OnlyFans comment. That's not a Steelers comment. No, I just think that there are certain teams I don't think they like. The quarterbacks on is rated as high. You know what I mean? Even with all the hype, I think a lot. You know what I mean? I think they've had better evaluations this year, and it's all about fit. So Sim is correct. Washington to me is the next spot. After Washington, as Sim says, he thinks the Saints, but I just have a feeling the Saints are looking for something different. You know what I mean? I think they like
who they signed. They signed Jameis. They signed Jameis back. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they you gotta remember they lost their safety.
Wait a minute, don't they still have that guy backing him up?
Yeah. I mean, they're moving.
Jason?
With Taysom, they're moving to. They said they're gonna kind of use him primarily at tight end because it's a different coordinator. So I think they're gonna use him at tight end because he is a matchup nightmare at tight end.
You talk about bad at quarterback. I'm sorry. Yeah. It was so much hype around. And listen, what I loved about him was as a football guy. I got a backup quarterback that is covering kicks on kick. Right. He's an athlete. But let's just be honest. When he was a pure quarterback, horrible. I mean, he can run that thing. I mean, I give it to him, but we saw what happened when they had to ask him to pass downfield. Oh man, horrible.
You have to look at like that's Sean Payton. That's Sean Payton's genius to be
Yeah.
able to even make him look okay running those RPO option plays, and they didn't ask him to do a lot, but it's Taysom is look, he's a gifted athlete. As Sim said, he can run kicks, tight end. Now I think a tight end, he'll be a matchup. He'll be a matchup problem. You know what I mean? Because he's faster than most of the linebackers that was how to cover him, and you can't really put a slot on him. So we'll see how they use him.
Yeah. Shout out to the defense though. They did their thing.
The Jets
Yeah.
still got both of their safeties.
No,
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton.
This could be Kyle Hamilton. I was sitting here trying to think of what position they really need. Like what, I could see them going safety maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, they said they added a safety, Jordan Whitehead,
Oh,
and
they
a tight
did.
end,
They did.
In free agency.
and a cornerback, DJ Reed, this year.
Yeah, but when you're rebuilding like that, you're going to try to add. You want talent now. So if they add a safety, you put a Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, remember that's the old 49ers defense coordinator. So he might be looking at defense. Really,
Oh,
he
that's
needs
right.
to-
That's right. I forgot who was there.
Really, the thing you got to think about is you got to think about Ohio State. You got to think about one of the receivers because he doesn't have weapons.
They got Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Okay.
I just said that. Yeah, and Garrett was, to me,
Makes sense.
I love Garrett. I love this kid. I love him way better than I love Olave. And I think Olave is fast, but I think this dude is more complete.
Yeah, he is.
He's just more complete.
Didn't they just pay a receiver? Or am I tripping? I thought the Jets
What do you
paid somebody. Or maybe I'm thinking about the Giants.
The Giants paid a receiver?
Yeah,
They got Tooney last year, but I don't think they just paid some. Oh, I think I know
they
you're talking
paid
about.
somebody, didn't they? Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's the dude name?
I think it's nothing begin with an S.
And I didn't think this dude was gonna get that kind of money. Matter of fact, and they might have paid him. Was it this offseason or last offseason? Hold on, I'm gonna find out. Why can't I remember this dude's name, man?
His NFL comparison.
It might have been last year. Holiday. That's who they paid. That was last year, though, right? That wasn't this past free. That wasn't this free agency. It was last season.
No, it wasn't there. Yeah.
So yeah. So, but I was thinking for whatever reason I had the New York's off. I was thinking it was the Jets who paid somebody, but it was the Giants.
Oh,
Sorry.
Galladay.
Yeah. Yeah, Galladay. Why I'm calling him Holiday?
I was
Yeah.
like, Drew? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to
Galladay.
Red.
Yeah. He came from Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kenny, you talking about Kenny? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Wilson was like, I had him like solid. I had him like 3 solid with no. I didn't have him like really close to those top 3. So it was Jameson Williams. It was Jameson and Drake and him.
Wilson. My goodness.
They are. I noticed they are high point the ball. That's what we're talking about. You like a go get it. I'm not trying to body catch it or wait for it to come to me.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were, because I watched his film too. I think they were saying that his radius was like 6'4".
Yeah. Trade alert.
And he 5'11".
Washington is traded the pick. Washington is traded the pick to the Saints.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
They're gonna take Chris Olave.
Wait, it was
Okay.
They're going to what?
He
Wait,
said
who
they're
just
gonna take
traded?
Olave.
I must be slightly behind. Oh
said
yeah,
Washington.
Oh, the other the other wide receiver?
Man, Kenyon, when you almost scared me when you said, I was thinking you was about to say the Steelers did it. I was like, oh boy. I was about to be hot. I was like, all you had to do was wait a few more picks. What are you doing? I was about to go crazy if they traded to 10. To 11. Oh man.
That would have been a whole show with no phone calls. I just want to get my way on.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because you ain't got to do that. Looking at the rest of the field, you wouldn't have had to go to 11. No way.
Man, I mean, No, teams when they desperate, man, they do whatever they need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Who Baltimore taking? We got to look around the AFC North. Who's on a?
I can see Baltimore taking Jordan Davis. I can see them taking Jordan Davis.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Please don't.
Oh, did
That might be
because Calais Campbell, they let him go, right? He's gone. Yeah.
He's still there. They re-signed him.
He is still there. Okay.
I think he might retire next year. Yeah.
Two spots is Jordan Davis to the Ravens or Jordan Davis to the Chargers. I know for a fact the Chargers won. If you see the Chargers in the offseason, they built up the line. They only missing one piece. Just need that one defensive tackle they can put in and just with Bosa and look, I'm just saying,
Khalil.
Chargers with Khalil, Bosa, the Chargers team is going to be. I'm just saying right now, if they get a defensive line, a tackle,
man, and that tackle,
you know what I'm saying? And I tell people because people love. I always tell people like, I like Jordan Davis too, but
the other tackle is good, Jones.
Oh yeah. But if you can get a Jordan Davis to plug in, the Ravens like those type of players, man. They kind of model their team. They're kind of like I said it before, they're like a more grimy version of Pittsburgh. They get those dudes that like we would have got back in the day. We don't really mess with now. But the Ravens draft those guys, and I think if you put him on that team, because he would fill an immediate need. I mean, on the Chargers, he would just be like a last piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's everybody talking about Kansas City, and I'm like, you gotta look at the Chargers. You gotta start looking at the Chargers,
right?
Because they got.
I think I saw some people say that because isn't Jordan Davis the one that's the run stopper but not good in pass?
Yeah.
So
two down guy.
Basically, yeah. So I basically saw some comments that he would be good to make other people flourish.
Right.
So that would be good for the Chargers.
Yeah.
But then the Ravens would want somebody that would be there longer because hopefully our offensive line would be enough to want to, keep their guys on the field. But if they want a guy that's going to just be a run stopper and not a pass guy.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Chargers, if you look at the Chargers, you put him on that team, then that just opens up Joey Bosa and as Destiny said, you have those two guys
my goodness
on the end with Jordan Davis in the middle pushing the pocket. You don't have to blitz. You rushing forward. You're literally rushing forward, and they're just I don't know if I want to see that.
Yeah. And then secondary solid.
Chargers,
they took care of business this offseason for real.
Stud safety. They re-signed the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
They re-signed Michael. They re-signed him. They got pieces, man. They just missing that one part. And if they get it, whew.
Imagine him beside Cam Hayward. Holy moly. It's just I don't know if he's gonna be out there on passing downs, but man, just give TJ one-on-one.
And they say Travis Jones could do both and good at both.
The pick is in. Oh, hold on, let me see. Washington gets the 16th overall. Well, Steelers fans, that could be good for you all, for you guys who want the Steelers to get Willis if he doesn't go here. Washington might be willing to deal at 16, or Washington could very well not pick a QB.
Yep.
Then all you talking about is 19. What is it going to cost the Steelers to get to 19?
Doesn't Washington have Wentz?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Why would they pick a quarterback?
So if the Saints don't pick Willis, it's looking smooth for Pittsburgh. For Steelers fans who want Willis, it's looking real smooth for you right now if the Saints don't take him right here. Because you don't even have to worry about the Saints at 16 no more.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, some people say there's a chance that Willis would be sitting right there at 20 if the Steelers wanted him. And I'm here to tell you, if he's sitting there, that's who they picking. I have a feeling. I don't think they're going to let him go if he's sitting there. But who knows, man? You know, Kenyon has been on the money. He could be very well right that none of them dudes might go in the first round. Who knows? And if that's the case, it gets real interesting tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and I'll be honest with you, tomorrow I'm looking more forward to tomorrow than because that's when you really find out, what's up.
Yeah.
That's right now.
Oh, matter of fact, the Saints added Andy Dalton.
Oh yeah, so they got backup.
Oh, right. I'm like, wait, what?
Somebody said Debbie should announce our pick because her TV is faster than everybody.
I'm not gonna spoil it for everybody.
That's why I was saying, y'all, in the chat. I was telling y'all when it happens, we all just gonna be quiet so we can listen in.
Yeah.
Because we can hear it in the background. Somebody said Philly might take.
is that?
Nah, I don't think Philly going QB. I mean, it's possible, but I don't see them doing it.
The better scenario for me with Philly is they're gonna let old boy play this year. They're gonna give him a shot. It's Jared Hurts' shot.
Jalen,
Yeah.
If Jalen doesn't play well this year, he will be in the market next year. Somebody like a Bryce Young. That's because they want that same type of quarterback. But Bryce Young will be the superior player, and they can get somebody like that, or C.J. Stroud or something like that, and then address it that way. Because they have picks, so they have the capital to move up next year. They have picks next year. They have multiple picks. So.
What they talking about?
I'm about to say, why are they talking so much? What
Why
Thursday night?
are there charges up there?
Right.
Yeah.
They're talking about Amazon Prime
No, Thursday Night Football.
Thursday night. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm so confused.
And it's interesting. These guys get all sold and get these quarterbacks, and then after a year and a half, 2 years, then they want to dump them if they haven't performed, which means the scouting in the beginning wasn't good.
Or they just weren't organizations pick quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Like sometimes coaches don't. You know what I mean? And that can mess everything up. You know what I mean? So like if the organization likes somebody but the coach doesn't, you know what I mean? That's not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Then they fire the coach when the guy don't perform.
There you go.
Didn't you just say that?
We were talking about the Rams.
You just said that.
Look, man, leave me alone. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm just trying to help.
Hey, man.
I'm here to help.
The resident scout is on fire, guy.
Okay, every time the pick comes up, I'm gonna be quiet.
I'm not saying it. I'm just chilling. I told you I'm laying back today. You know what I'm saying? I just want to chill out.
Since you all are listening to my set,
I missed it. Took a lot, man.
I'm gonna just sit back and let y'all hear who the.
You know why that happened though, and I know this is where Kenyon was going. You know, it's always when it's these premium positions and the one guy go, the other teams get scared. Like, we better go get our guy.
I hope that doesn't happen to the Steelers because whenever there's a run on people, everybody gets antsy and nervous and start picking them. That's why in the beginning it was that run on edges and corners. That's why the first 8, it was all in the mixing and with like a wide receiver sprinkled in there.
Yep. I mean, the only surprise is Stingley going third. That's the only surprise. The rest, everything that's kind of played out after, I can kind of see it falling that way. You know what I mean? But it's just, and also there's a trade alert.
Oh boy.
The Vikings traded their pick to the Lions.
It is.
The Lions might take Kyle Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
Aha. Yeah.
Man, if this is right, then Kenyon, talk to somebody about the scouting job.
Kenyon,
man.
he got the speaker in his other ear. I'm telling you, somebody at the draft telling him.
If I'm correct, and I know I'm not going to be correct. If I'm correct, I know I'm not going to be correct. I am retiring from Terrible Town Tuesday. I will never be on Tuesday ever again.
If you correct about this one, you got to tell us who we picking at 20.
I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got the goods.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help. That's my job. Help. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Let me see.
So
who
my
they going to
question
take?
is, go ahead, Sam.
No, I was just thinking, I wonder who they going to take. What Kenya said is very possible. Mm-hmm. Who are their receivers?
Detroit.
They don't have like they got my boy from USC last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got the other receivers aren't. I don't even consider Amon-Ra St. Brown a franchise type guy. So, but I think if you're building in Detroit and you have I think it's defensive stuff because they don't have, you know what I mean, their run game is good. I mean, we experienced that last year.
Yeah, they
so their run game is good. So, or you're going to try to get Jared Goff a little bit more weapons. So that could be receiver too.
The pick is in. We're going to listen in on this one. So whoever's TV that is, when y'all hear it start to announce, we all just listen.
Let me turn mine up just in case.
Because again, this shifts the draft, folks.
Yep.
There hasn't been a real shakeup yet, other than the trade.
Y'all hear?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, they still talking about the Saints. So real quick, what was you gonna say, Destiny?
Oh, I was just gonna say. So if we do go ahead and I thought we were gonna take a quarterback. How y'all gonna feel?
We taking a quarterback.
Happy, just not shocked.
If it's Willis, my expression won't even change because I just feel like
because you said Ritter. Didn't you say Ritter?
I thought they would be gone, and I'm thinking they would pick Ritter because they want a quarterback so bad. But now, what's going to be interesting is if they don't pick a QB.
Yep.
Now I'm curious to see who we going after.
They got Jared Goff.
Yeah, I would love to see who the Steelers pick. If
I wonder what they gave up or what the trade was when
they'll show
Goff
us.
came to them.
Oh, when Goff came? Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I think if they don't,
I think the Rams gave him a lot of picks. The Rams gave him picks because they were trading for Stafford. Yeah. So the Rams had to give up more capital because Goff's value wasn't as high as Stafford. So they had to give up more. The Rams aren't picking in the draft. I don't think they picked her fourth round. I don't even know how many picks they have.
Right.
The Rams don't care about this draft.
They don't care. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm real curious, man. If the quarterbacks are there, and the Steelers don't pick a QB, I'm curious to know who they looking at to pick over one of these guys.
Right.
So I'm excited either way.
I won't feel anything. I just, as Sim knows, me and Sim, I talked to Malik Willis a year and a half ago. So for me, it won't be more of I'm happy. You know what I mean? It's more I scouted them, and if it happens, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Adele's at the mic.
Okay, let's listen.
Yep.
He got a wide receiver.
Yep.
That's why I asked. I said, who are they receivers?
I said weapons.
Now, to me, these are nervous picks.
Yeah, but
wide receivers.
That's what happens. They waiting. Think about last year with the centers. It's the same thing.
It's a run. They go on a run. You know what I'm saying?
But did y'all see I did the old thing that people always do? So when we started listening to Debbie's TV, y'all saw me do like this.
Yo, I did the same thing.
But dog, the headphones are on my ears. So what am I leaning into? That's so crazy. I caught myself and was like, "What are you doing? You listen here."
You bugging out, man.
Like I tried to get closer to Debbie's TV. Like,
what are you doing, man?
What are you doing, dude?
I'm trying to see where they projected this guy.
If he wouldn't have got hurt, Debs, he was the number one receiver on the board.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was.
It's not. Yeah, if he wouldn't have got hurt, he was the number one receiver on the board.
Matter of fact, your boy just said that the other day on Depot. Kazor. Alex said the same thing. He was like, this dude clearly would have been rated higher.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't him. It was Moats. Arthur Moats said that.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have got hurt, he was my number one guy if he wouldn't have got hurt. But what's weird? What's weird, people, was that Jameson and Drake both got hurt this year. So the two people that, if you think about the receivers that have went, the two guys I had rated the highest, they both didn't play the whole season. I mean, they didn't finish their seasons out. I mean, and so I still would have had Jameson like slightly above Drake. Because it's all about what you
want. He's walking fast.
But they just showed you how much talent Ohio State had. He was at Ohio State and couldn't get no run, and he transferred to Alabama. Let me tell you how much talent they have in receiving court. And they got another one at Ohio State that's better than both of them. That's better than both of those Ohio State receivers. The
What's his
guy that's
name?
there right now. He's a junior. I'll tell you his name in a second. Yeah.
Now I'm noticing the receivers, they're also lanky.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just because last year they were killing what was his name, y'all? Smith. What was his last name?
Devontae?
Yeah, they were
yeah.
killing him for that. It's like clearly it don't matter if you can produce.
They say ludicrous speed for Williams. Man.
Something he does naturally as well. These are home runs. The Detroit Lions, he's not going to have to touch the ball 8 or 9
Yeah,
times.
Kenyon, you had me reminiscing with Martavis, man. I tell people all the time is I'll never forget moments when you were actually at games and something special happened. When he took that little slant from Landry and reverse field, in the stands, I'm there hitting on Leonard like, he about to score. But to see that speed in real time, because it looked like they might was gonna cut his angle off, and he just
That's
that
the game I
boy-
was at too. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Philly just traded.
To who? To Pittsburgh.
No, they traded
up.
with somebody. They traded up.
Oh, they're looking for. They might go.
They ain't going QB.
No, they might go. That might be Kyle Hamilton's spot. That
Wait,
might
Philly
be
traded up
Philly traded up.
Philly traded
to
up.
13, right? To 13?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about to say,
Who they
dang,
traded with? Who was at 13?
I think
Was it the Texans? The Texans.
The Texans.
So they went back. Yeah, they took their 15. Okay.
Yeah, because it shows now Baltimore's on the clock, then Houston, then Washington, Chargers. I was going to say Clippers. Chargers, Philly, New Orleans, then Pittsburgh.
no.
Man. And anxiety is kicking in, man. Who are we taking?
Man.
And here's the funny thing. Like, even as much as we talk about quarterback, are the NFL aficionados or what have you, do they rank Pickett over Willis? So it's interesting. Like, a lot of us, most people are thinking Willis, but what if some of these teams like, nah, we like Pickett?
Yeah.
Or some of these teams, not named the Steelers, might like Ritter because of his experience. You never know. Like, I wonder what these other teams, who they like. So meanwhile, while we're Steelers who want Willis are afraid that he's going to get picked, he might not. Mm-hmm. One of these other dudes might go before him.
I heard Alex, he was saying for the intangibles and for his game style, like what you're saying, that he thought Coach Tomlin might like Ritter more.
Yeah.
He was saying that this week on the show.
They like Ritter, man. I just, you listen to them talk as much as we do. Like, there are things in Ritter that they like, I'm sure. They always talk about pedigree and all of that. Like,
Exactly. That's
come
what he was
on,
saying.
man. I know they like that kid. If he there in the second round, let me say that, and I think I said it Tuesday. If we don't pick a quarterback in the first, don't be surprised if they go get Ritter in the second round. They might move to go get him.
Yeah.
Would not shock me at all if they did that. And I actually would prefer that if they're doing a trade-up situation. I prefer second round over first round.
Same.
Philly lost 2 linebackers.
The receiver is Jackson Smith. In Jigba, he's better than those other wide receivers. He's the best one of the 3.
They lost a
He's the best one.
linebacker. Mm-hmm. Kobe Dean's still out there. Lloyd's still out there.
They're gonna fall.
Yeah. Dean kind of light, man. I mean, I love the way he played, but I don't know if I want another. To me, Miles Jack, to me, could probably do what Dean does. Similar stature. And, I mean, if practicing in shorts is any indication, did y'all see that little video of Devin Bush?
Yeah.
Oh, man. all I need him to do is if his mind is right and he can move like that, like he has right now. I'm putting a disclaimer out there, and I know father-in-law Leonard would love this. Devin Bush gets no excuses from me in 2022.
Yeah.
If you can move like that, even when he was doing like the little quick lateral movement, I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, Devin.
Nah, man.
Attack, play like you can play. That knee is fine.
Exactly.
So if he's still playing timid, and then yeah, it's just him.
Because that's what
We'll
people were
see.
saying. You know, people were saying, oh, they're either saying, oh, okay, he's back, or okay, but he's not trying to tackle anybody, so we don't know
Yeah,
yet.
we don't know yet. He looks good. I mean, all he's doing is giving
Exactly.
people like us, like, well, hey, you can move. So what's up?
But him running in shorts is not him running with people around his leg.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is
Two
a
different
fact.
two different things.
That is a fact.
I mean, he's a beneficiary of that Georgia line. That's how I look at him. You know, what I mean, he's a beneficiary because if they're eating up blocks, then he can run free. So he has to go to a team that has a great defensive line that can where the offensive lineman can't get to him. Because if they can get to him, like Devin Bush, they're going to eat him up and golf him up, and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, that's how I look at it. It's I liked him in college. I think he was a beast. And actually, Sim was the one that told me. He was watching the Georgia game and told me, he said, man, this is the Kobe Dean. And I was like, okay. So when I started really watching.
Last season. Remember?
Right,
I was like, who's this dude?
So then what I started to do was watch the games, and I watched the line. I said, yeah, but if he's benefiting from that great defense. That's one of the top 5 defensive lines in the history of college football. That you're trying to, you know, he's eating off of that.
They had horses on that line, bro. That front is just, it was just not even fair. Ridiculous. All right, Philly, what y'all doing?
Houston ended up with the switch of first round, a 4th and 2/5.
A 4th and 2. Okay.
Talk some more.
Y'all do too much talking. Just announce the pick.
Right, they were doing so good.
Like, why they got to do all of this in the first round? Usually it's them late rounds when they. Come on, man. See Antoine Hill, round of applause for the donation. Who they took?
Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis. Okay, that makes sense.
Ah,
Somebody in the chat said that, man. So let me give them their credit. Who was that said that? Let me see. Who said that? FJ3000 said it. Yep. That's what's up. See, Antoine Hill says, what if we get Malik for round 1 and Kyle in round 2? I'll take it. I don't know if it's gonna shake like that.
Yeah,
but
how would that happen? He would have to really drop down, right?
Right. Yeah.
Unless they jump up.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all might be right. Somebody in the chat just said it. I don't know if it happened yet. We forgetting about
Davis
the
got
Ravens.
Hamilton. Oh.
Forgetting about who?
The Ravens. I was about to say they could take Hamilton.
that's true.
At least they didn't get Davis.
No,
They
but
could
they
take
got
Hamilton.
They got
But they could take Jones.
No, they got the safety from the Saints last year. They got that guy.
Marcus Williams.
They got the safety from the Saints.
Oh, they
That's
sure
the
did.
replacement.
They paid them big money too.
From
Yeah,
Utah. Went to Utah.
they paid big money too. Yeah, you're right.
He's a
You're right.
stud. He's a stud. So
What is it? Marcus Williams or something like that? Is that his name? Yeah. Yo, look at look at Jordan Davis. Yo, he looked like he just looked like a man, dog. I'm sorry, he looked like a beast. I wish he was on our front. Even though I know he wouldn't be out there as much, but man, I thought Big Dan was gonna turn into something like that with as big as he was.
yeah, Big Dan didn't have his dude's gifts.
Not at all. Or his mentality.
No, he did not have his dude's gifts, man.
That's a big man.
He looked like
look how big he
the
is.
epitome of just let him see you get off the bus.
Yeah. Yep.
Kendrick Green wouldn't have wanted no parts of that.
No parts.
Like,
None. Check this out.
oh
Check this
my
out.
God.
Check this out. Marquise Pouncey wouldn't have wanted no parts.
Nah, not even.
Talking about
My
Kendrick Green,
goodness.
Pouncey in his prime. You don't want to deal with that.
They comped him to Albert Hainsworth.
Yeah, he is. He does remind me of him. Yeah.
So
But
big
I
boy,
said
man.
before, if you watch him play sometimes, he plays great. But when I watch that whole Georgia line, that kid that's a junior he was the best player on that defense because he always makes plays. He's always in the backfield. And when he comes out next year, watch. He'll be battling for number one. That's what I'll say. Like we're talking about these quarterbacks, but he'll be in that conversation. You know what I mean? To leapfrog them because he's that good. So, I mean, that's somebody I would trade for. You want that real conversation? I'd trade up for him because if I could get him, I mean, he's Cam Hayward but stronger. He's Cam Hayward but faster. He step on two. He's just a monster. So.
He put on a show for us in Indianapolis. The next gen stats powered by AWS Draft Score.
Ravens.
I see you, C. Anton. He said if Hamilton's 40 was an issue, then he may drop to the second. So
Nah.
he's bringing up scenarios.
Nah.
And Jordan said no. What happened, Jordan?
Hamilton.
I'm hoping his no was somebody brought up Big Dan.
Big Dan McCullers, man. I'm telling you. I thought I just
that was Baby Huey, boy.
oh man. I just the sheer size, I was like, oh, this dude gonna be something. Late round pick. I mean, just tell him to move furniture. That's all we need him to do. Just move people.
Exactly.
Couldn't even do that.
Angie.
A waste. Oh yeah, man. Shout outs to Angie, aka Baby Still. A round of applause. Another lady of the chat.
Hey, Angie.
She says, hey Sim, Miss Debbie, Destiny, and Kenyon. Johnny and I are just tuning in. We want to know, has Malik been picked up yet? Nope. By the way, Angie and my man Johnny, no quarterbacks have gone yet. So picture that with a Kodak.
Baltimore's pick is in.
All right, let's hear it. We relying on Debbie to let us hear it.
Right.
They still talking to Jordan Davis.
Shout out to Builder's Life, though, his comment. He's talking about that D-line combination.
Where's Builder's Life? Let me see what he got there. Got to scroll up a little bit.
He's next to Hargrave.
Yeah, man. That could be me. Didn't they re-sign?
They still have Brandon Graham too.
Yeah, they still got
re-signed Fletcher Cox too, right?
They still got Fletcher.
Fletcher Cox.
Oh
yeah.
Boy. Whew.
Right.
Man. That could get nasty on rundowns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who their edge rushers are though. I don't keep up with Philly as much as I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Jermaine Johnson still being out there. He's my ninth player.
Facts. I don't know.
That's the chat.
Jermaine Johnson to me will be a perfect fit for the Ravens because they love
Wait. They're announcing.
Here it is.
The Baltimore Ravens select Kyle Hamilton.
Damn. Man, I knew it, man.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a minute. So.
And the Ravens just traded back into the first round.
Oh.
Who they traded with?
The Cardinals.
Okay.
All right, who they going to get?
That's late first. They trade back late first. Yeah.
Who they going to get at 23? What else they need?
It might get Jermaine Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't see. Wait, so who they have, right? They signed Marcus Williams.
Now you have Kyle Hamilton.
Who's they free? Marcus Williams is strong,
Hamilton.
right? No, but
Kyle
who was it? Who was it before they signed him?
I don't remember.
I forgot because they got rid of Earl.
Kyle Hamilton can play free though.
Yeah, he can play the free. Who is their free safety? Now I gotta look.
Yeah.
Because you know their boy too. I thought he had a chance to come to us. That what's the name? Elliott.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I know who their free safety is. What's the dude name? Chuck something.
Oh, right. He's not. Yeah, Chuck Clark.
Chuck Clark. Chuck
Yeah,
Clark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill C.
Oh, there
117.
you go. Bill said it as soon as I said it. Yep. Okay. So they're gonna do some mix and match. I see.
Right, because Chuck Clark is solid, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he is. He a hitter too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
Elliott.
now
I thought Elliott was gonna
our
come to us.
offense definitely has to get better.
Yeah.
Holy
That was
moly!
good, man.
How did I forget he was
Wide
6'4"?
receivers now.
That was good, man. He was good as a freshman.
Kenyon. How did I forget this dude was 6'4"?
Yeah. Remember, I told you about Kyle Hamilton 3 years ago.
I know, but I just don't remember. I'm thinking he was like 6 feet. I don't know why I forgot he was that big.
Oh, the Ravens traded Hollywood to the Cardinals.
Hollywood
Oh
Brown.
man.
Hollywood
Oh
Brown.
man.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's gonna help
Wait a
them.
minute, the Ravens gave the Cardinals a player also for that second to get back in.
Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown.
Antonio Brown's nephew.
So you think they're gonna go back in to get a? They wouldn't go back in to get a wide receiver.
I was gonna say, what are they doing? They need them.
If I'm the Ravens, I'm getting up. You can get a receiver in the second round and third round. If I'm the Ravens, I'm getting Jermaine Johnson if he's there at 23. I'm getting an edge and a safety. Defenses lock up, get some positions locked up.
Yeah,
the
man,
Ravens
'cause
love edge rushers. The Ravens
they
love
don't-
those guys.
They don't really need. I'm not gonna say they don't need it, but they don't utilize deep threats really.
They don't.
They don't know how.
You know, it's tight end. Andrews is the guy. It's a lot of short stuff, and they still got a couple dudes. You know, what's the dude name that's still over there? They still got like Duvernay and a couple of those other dudes like that could be serviceable with Lamar. So yeah,
And did they get Sammy or no? Did he go somewhere else? Was that last year? Was that Sammy Watkins?
Sammy's in
he went back
in
to
Green
somewhere
Bay.
else.
He's in
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He was Green Bay, 1 year deal. Because Green Bay needs receivers.
Yeah.
That's what needs wide receivers. Green Bay. They need multiple guys.
Oh, let's hear it.
To NFL draft, the Houston Texans select Kenyon Green.
Oh, I was gonna say Kenny Pickett.
Oh Lord, I thought me too. I was about to say what? Kenny Pickett? Look, Destiny, if we thought that, what you think he thought? He was sitting there like, oh man.
I told you the Texans a little bit.
All right, now we're like four picks away.
Green, he's at guard, right?
Yep.
From A&M?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Jordan says in the chat that it's Ravens fans that don't like the pick.
Well, seeing the fact I'm not a Ravens fan, seeing I'm not a Ravens fan, I don't care.
They didn't need it. They didn't need it technically.
I don't care.
Right. That's what I was
They were just in the analysis. They were saying that the Ravens are trying to run like I don't know if they were talking about the Chiefs, where they do this three safety.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens. If you look at their team, they were old in the tooth in certain spots. So if you look at, I'm on defense, on their defensive side of the ball, they were. So they had to address. And you know, if you look at the Ravens' history, they always like those guys. They like those edge rushers, and it's what they like. It's what they do. You know, the Ravens, as Sim always say, Ravens got dogs over there. Like every year, it doesn't matter what year you go to, they have dogs. So, Kyle Hamilton really is a little bit different than the safeties that they usually get. But he's getting that little Ravens culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. He's 6'4". You can't teach 6'4", bro. 6'4", 6'4", man. I'm 6'2", and I'm telling you, 6'4", 6'4". You know what I'm saying?
If you want to play in our division, you gotta toughen up.
6'4", 220.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
6'4", hey man, I'm just saying.
And actually, that goes back to what we were talking about when Destiny and I were on the show before, about the Steelers culture, or what we think what their
Identity.
personality or identity should be. One thing Sim said is that he wants them to be physical. Not everybody else in the division
Yeah.
is getting physical,
Yes, sir.
and our old players are going to other teams being physical.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we did get
And for some odd reason, the Steelers have become more finesse.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they've still been physical on defense. It's just that certain players on our defense weren't as physical. I mean, there are people that are dogs. I mean, TJ's a dog.
TJ
But
is
you know, as I always tell people,
Dog,
TJ is an undersized edge. Like people always talk about, I'm like, dude, I mean, you can run to his side, you can run at him. You know what I mean? If you can run at somebody, that means they're undersized. You know what I mean? It's not how tall you are, it's how big you are, strong you are. An example always uses James Harrison was not 6 feet. But you cannot run to that side because he could take the block, he could take the lineman on, push it back, he disrupt plays. TJ hasn't gotten to that point yet. He's getting there, but he'll never be as strong as James Harrison was. So like, I don't expect that from him. So it's kind of like, I look at it like, they have to be that. You have to be a guy that can stop the run, and that was my big problem with 48. I used to like inconsistent, as Destiny would say, inconsistent. He would, 48 will be out there, and sometimes you're like, man, you 6'4", 265, you should be killing offensive linemen, and then sometimes he's not. So it's like, you know what I mean? So I think it's kind of like, when you have that, and I think Highsmith can get there. To me, that's his next evolution. You know what I mean? So, it's but you got to have those guys, because in that division, Cleveland will run the ball, will run you through your throat the whole game. The Bengals will do it now, and the Ravens, that's all they do. So,
that's all they do.
So you have to be able to stop the run. And, the scarier thing to me would have been if Jordan Davis went to the Ravens. I would have been like, oh, man, we're never going to run the ball. I mean, we're going to spread them out the whole game. You know what I mean? Because Jordan Davis would just disrupt everything. But we're going to find out.
And hopefully with those lineman acquisitions that we got, hopefully those guys are willing to be more physical, Miss Debbie. That would be the upside to the James Daniel and Mason. What's Mason's last name?
Cole.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They provide that power instead of that finesse you were talking about. Because I'm over that too.
And some people are saying, shout out to Joe Mannix, he says we need D, and I'm just going to assume you're talking about in the first round. So who you taking at 20 now that the top corners are gone, right? Did Booth go? Wait, Booth didn't go,
Booth
did
is
he?
still there, I think.
Booth is still there.
So who do y'all propose we take at 20? Like the big time dudes, it seems like, well, I don't know. It's probably some more that I'm missing, but like Dean, I don't know if I'm taking Dean at 20. Wyatt is still out there.
Defense guys, Dean is still there. Johnson's still there.
Wyatt's
Lloyd,
still there.
McDuffie.
Lloyd. How did I forget Lloyd?
Karlaftis, I think that's his name from Purdue.
He's going to drop. He's dropping to the second.
Yeah, my man Wyatt is still there. So,
Yeah, but I'm just going to be honest. I wouldn't take Wyatt at 20.
nah.
No, I wouldn't. I like him, but I wouldn't take him. He's the most productive, but I just don't think I would take him at 20.
They said we don't interact with the chat at all. It's four of us talking, man. It's hard to us. And we have been. I don't know where you've been. We've been interacting with the chat, actually. So.
Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
See, these
Oh,
wide receivers
I forget
are on
about-
the run.
I forgot about Dotson.
These
What did I
wide
say?
receivers
What
are on
did I
the
say?
run.
Man.
All right, here's the real question. I got two
What are the
questions
Saints gonna do?
for you guys in the chat and the panel here. It's a two-part question. First part, and rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, man. God bless the dead. Are we looking at another Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins situation where most people are thinking it would have been Dwayne Haskins over. Are we looking at that again where Pickett is picked over Willis? And the next part of this, if that happens, are the Steelers falling into Artie Burns situation? I saw somebody say it in the chat,
Oh,
DCTV, where we picked the other guy because Saints or somebody grab a QB at 19, like Cincinnati did to us.
Oh yeah, that was when they picked. That was the corner thing.
Yep, this is when they picked William Jackson. Whoa, wait a minute. Somebody said
A.J.
A.J.
Brown
Brown's
got
traded.
Yeah. Woo.
Say what? To who? To Pittsburgh?
No,
Yeah.
that's what
Philly.
you mentioned before. Hollywood Brown got traded.
No. A.J. Brown
A.J. Brown.
from the Titans.
A.J. Brown got
That's
traded
Oh,
to
I
the
didn't
Jets.
see
And you
that.
got him with
Yeah.
Devontae Smith.
Got traded to the Jets.
No, Philly.
Wait, what they trade him for, though? A pick?
I missed the pick.
What did they trade him for? Tennessee traded him for what?
Right. Well,
Because I'm not seeing that the picks change unless
I
it's
have a
just behind.
question. Is the Lloyd? Oh wait, the Chargers are selecting.
that's wild.
Zion Johnson, the guard from Boston.
Man.
Big boy.
College.
Yeah, okay.
Is
No, they-
that Lloyd kid related to Greg Lloyd?
Nope.
Okay.
Nah.
They say Tennessee moved up. For what? Who they want?
Right.
They don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Why? What's his name ain't playing?
I mean,
No, they got Tannehill, but they would take the quarterback.
you don't think they would take now? I'm just having fun with this. You don't think they would take a Kenny Pickett, do you? I mean, Malik Willis.
I mean, if he's there,
But they don't run that kind of offense.
They surely don't. They don't.
They
yeah.
don't run that offense.
they would take Pickett.
Yeah, they could definitely take Pickett.
They would take Pickett because he looks just like Tannehill, except he has small hands.
And if that's the case, that they could have waited.
Right.
Well, I bet you Baker Mayfield on fire right now.
Somebody said that in the chat earlier.
Man, poor Baker, patty cake
Man.
Baker's man.
Nobody calling Baker.
That's terrible how they did him though. Cleveland just that is man. I got so much to say about that. I'll just leave it though. But like you know what that would do to me as who was supposed to be their guy? You willing to you paying this dude $230 million guaranteed after he was like, yeah, I'm out on y'all. And he got baggage that's coming with him.
Exactly.
Even if nothing happens, you still got the media circus, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guaranteed money.
Shout outs to him though. Shout outs to
That's
Deshaun.
like
but
baseball money.
Right.
yeah.
That's wild.
A.J. Brown, okay. And what they say, A.J. Brown.
They traded to the Eagles.
He traded to the Eagles for the 18 and 101 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm about to text my homeboy. He's a Titans fan. I'm saying, man, what y'all doing? What you think
Right.
y'all doing?
Their
Dang, we
pick
about
is
to be
in.
up.
These picks are coming quick now.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We about to be up.
All right, you guys start putting in your pick because 20 is gonna be coming up soon.
Yeah.
So I think teams trade players now because if they want a new contract and they haven't finished their rookie contract,
Right.
I think teams are like, nah, we just trade you because we can just draft another player and get those extra years and then rebuild that way. They're not letting the players have control of that situation. They're like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this the other way. So
Who
Yeah.
are they picking?
That's why Debo is not going anywhere.
I'm
more
stuck
than
on this
likely.
Tennessee pick, man. Who are they picking?
That's why Deontay should have been quiet because that's exactly what I was thinking. You keep talking, you might end up on the block.
Man, I don't know. We only 2 picks away, and there's all the quarterbacks left. So at this point, it's just what quarterback are they taking? Is what we all
Yeah.
thinking.
All right, let me get into the chat. I see some
Malik Willis, dog.
Max Hill, Willis, Wyatt.
I'm not saying nothing.
I want Willis over
To the
Pickett.
Saints, and we go Willis.
But listen, man, look, Kenyon has called this draft pretty well. He might be right. None of them might be going.
Because they might be there in the second round.
Yeah. But see, it's to me today, and it's funny we didn't mention this earlier. The draft has already flipped because some of them is going to be like I said. If I am to believe what I think could happen, Ritter's going to be there. Ritter will be there in a second because everybody has fallen. So Steelers could bust a move. Now I'm telling you, they might move up in the second round to go get him.
See, I like what Brother Mark said. Just best player available. Just do that.
Did those quarterbacks fall? You said they fell. I'm saying to you that there's not a fall.
They didn't fall. Yeah, this is where they're supposed to go.
You said
they landed where they should have landed.
Right. I'm saying it's not a fall. I'm saying it's going exactly the way that you kind of thought it was going to go. You know what I mean? Willis hype because he looked so well for a minute. He had hype for a minute, and Pickett had hype because quarterbacks sometimes go higher than they should go. But I'm not doing all that. You know what I mean? I'll put it this way. It'll be hard for you to sell me Kenny Pickett as a Steelers quarterback for the future. That's my comment on that. It will be very hard for you to sell me that. It'll be hard for you to tell me he's gonna be our future quarterback, and I'll be all gung ho over that. I wouldn't be. I'll be like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Because I know what's gonna happen in the game. He's gonna be in the game. It's cold weather. He has little hands. Edge rusher's gonna come around the side. He's gonna be driving down the field, strip sack, and that's gonna be the game. And we're gonna be after the game. Sim's gonna be saying, "Coming to the office," and I'm gonna be like, "Small hands. What happens when you got small hands?" It's just the reality. It's what you have when you got small hands. You know what I mean? So,
Larry Monac said Burks, Wadiggy Willis, Melvin Brown said Tennessee will pick Burks. Then
why did they trade
it, and then we go Willis.
Why did they trade AJ Brown? I'm really can't believe that.
Contract.
Well, yeah, I get why they did it, but man,
contract.
He has
injury
issues.
Right. Which one was Kansas City's? What Kansas City did or what they did? Think about it. Kansas City traded away Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Kansas City got a boatload back. Yeah, they got a boatload of picks back. Yeah, I feel you.
I'm with Mr. Winningham. Trade down. Get some more picks. You have a chance at the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs got a lot of picks.
Oh, yeah. Shout outs to Doc Holliday. And I forgot which one of y'all said it on Tuesday when y'all called. But I did peek at Daxton Hill. Watched a little bit. Yes, what Doc Holliday is saying, he definitely looks like a dude that can play the slot. No question. He definitely looks like one of them hybrid guys, man. I like what I saw. I didn't get a chance to study full games, but I looked at some of the defensive cut-ups, and I watched a little bit of his highlights.
The pick.
Okay, let's hear it.
With the 18th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Traylon Burks.
Yep.
Trey Burks. Okay.
Where's Melvin at?
Big physical receiver out of Arkansas to replace
okay.
Receiver out of Ole Miss that they didn't want to spend $100 million on. You're going to be shocked.
Melvin and Larry Monac said that.
We can show you. My count is AJ Brown.
Well, why Diggy said Philly gave him a 4-year, $100 million, $57 million guaranteed deal to AJ. It's not bad.
That fast? Jesus.
$100 million. $100 what?
A 4-year, $100 million deal, $57 million guaranteed.
I don't know.
You want to know if he was worth it or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why mediocre. That's why you get mediocre guys.
My boy going off, yo. He said, "Look, I like Burks, but not at that price." He
Exactly.
he loved AJ Brown.
Exactly.
Yeah, he loved him. Wow.
I can't.
Well, they giving Jalen Hurts some weapons, that's for sure. I hope
Yeah.
he makes the most of that because I don't want him to be one of those quarterbacks you see, like you all were saying. If he can't get it done this year, more than likely he on the clock to get moved.
Yeah, he's on the
And then,
clock.
and then they'll turn around and bring in a younger guy who they'll throw in the play early,
Yep.
and then expect him to like really get the game real quick.
They're comparing Burks
Not
to
good for them.
Debo Samuels.
Well, I mean, next year Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud aren't sitting. They won't have that. They won't have that little. You sit behind somebody, and no. They're gonna. Bryce Young's gonna play. He's gonna walk in and play. He's gonna walk in and play day one. C.J. Stroud might walk in and play day one because they're kind of that good. But when Bryce is gonna be, depends on who picks him, and they build a line around him. Because you build a line around him, because people are saying he's small, you light. I'm like, dude, you can't tackle him. He knows when to run. He's like Russell Wilson. He knows exactly when to run. He takes his spot. He picks his spots, and then he runs.
But then if Philly in the same boat, like you were saying earlier about the Steelers and where they might be in next year, if Philly's around the same area they're in this year, they won't have any chance of those two guys either.
Yeah. I mean, but Philly would be more willing to trade. They have more draft capital to still trade and make a move like that for next year.
To get to number 2, that's like
one.
That's 2-year futures.
Hey, but if they make picks this year, if they fill in and do free agency and they say we still need a quarterback, this all depends on if they don't believe in Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? It's just that's what it really comes down to. If they don't think Jalen can take them where they need to go, and that's any franchise. You know what I mean? They're gonna pick another guy that they feel like can take them. So,
Okay. The Steelers are on the clock.
Oh
The
Lord,
Saints pick is in.
let's hear it. We got to hear Saints and Steelers in real time. Please, Lord, no Artie Burns, William Jackson
funny,
situation. Please,
Sam, do not talk that stuff into this existence.
please.
I'm not even the same area you, and I'm taking it out the air.
Oh my goodness, man, I'm gonna be heated, bro. I ain't got nothing against Pickett. It's just I think all of y'all here and in the chat will feel the same when
All
I
right,
say this.
chat, put your pick in.
If you gonna go first round QB, at least go for the one who could possibly have the highest upside.
Right.
Don't settle, man.
Look,
And I'm
Destiny
cool.
and
I'm
I
cool
on
with
the
passing.
record-
I'm cool with
Destiny
passing
and
on
I-
either one of them.
Destiny and I are on the record for not picking a quarterback.
Me too.
So,
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
If they pick one, it better be their guy.
It better be Willis.
Man,
If it ain't
It better
Willis,
be their guy.
I'm hot.
I'm gonna cry when I get in the car.
And Justin Bozeman, you might be right. I don't know. I wouldn't say Tyrod. Tyrod never gave me quite what Willis gives me, and
Nope.
even from a
Nope.
college comparison. Nah, not even.
Nope.
But I get your sentiment. Willis is bang or bust, man. I mean, it's simply that. But if we're dreaming and we're saying that Mike Sullivan or whoever else is going to build the guy and he's going to end up being a dual threat, Willis could be.
Black Thanos, don't do that. Stop.
He could be
Stop. Stop putting bad juju
What
in
he
our.
said?
He
Lime and
said,
sweet.
Stop.
Nah.
I'm sweet too.
Oh, somebody did say that. And it might have been you, Jeremy, on Tuesday. I like that comparison of Steve McNair.
Steve McNair.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. He definitely. I like where you're going with that one.
He's built the same. He's kind of built like him.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Steelers might move, dog.
Oh, wait a minute.
what?
The Saints pick. Are
line?
is the Army people picking them
Oh,
or Air Force?
All right, let's listen in.
Okay, he's getting ready to announce. I was wondering what happened to the fans. They used to boo this guy.
Goodell.
Yeah.
Aha!
Tackle.
I
O-lineman.
forgot about him. I forgot about him. See, he kind of dropped.
Did he?
Well, see, like you said, maybe these dudes didn't. See, guys, this clear example of what you're seeing here, really quick.
Now it make me wonder if they even get a quarterback.
Round of applause to
Maybe a
Snoopy
lot of people
McQueen.
don't think of them that high
Round of
I think
applause.
teams actually need a quarterback. Oh, my bad, Sim. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got a quick donation from Snoopy McQueen. He says Willis is garbage. Stop wanting Willis. First of all, I don't think anybody here says they want Willis. I said if they go quarterback, I would prefer it to be him. But the main point I was making is this is what me and Kenyon talk about all the time. You can never projections are just projections. You never know. Like everybody and their mama thought that a lot of these quarterbacks was going early. Some people didn't think that. But it's like you never know. But I'm not gonna go. Some of you guys are really hard on quarterbacks. Like I'm not gonna say the dude is garbage. Garbage? I mean, come on. I mean, again, I use the perfect example, man. Kenny Pickett. Malik Willis could end up being Josh Allen in terms of first year. You wasn't so sure. He's inaccurate. Now you gonna tell me Josh Allen ain't that dude right now?
Man.
So Kenny Pickett, I don't think has that potential, but I think Malik Willis could go from to boom. So I'm saying if they do it, if they reach for a quarterback in the first round, I'd rather go with the guy that could eventually be a terror in the league. But I would be cool if they skipped quarterback altogether.
Yeah.
But some of y'all in here, some people
on,
love
guys.
Pickett.
Pickett. Who said it earlier?
No, Zoomy. I didn't want to look because I didn't want no spoilers. Oh, snap.
But Kev So Fun says, Sim, we got him. Who's him?
Uh-oh.
They said the Steelers pick is in. They couldn't have announced it. It's not announced yet.
Oh, snap.
They took Pickett.
They took Pickett?
Oh, man.
That can't be it. Somebody in the chat wished it was I think it's Corral. Who's the guy from Ole Miss?
Man.
Yeah, Matt Corral.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I think it's too late, Miss Debbie.
Man, if they took Pickett, I just don't get it.
Me either.
I don't. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't really have nothing to say. I don't. Well, listen. If they see something there, I don't know. I just don't think. I don't think he's the guy.
I think they said no, they didn't even pick yet. Nah, yeah, y'all got jokes.
Yeah, y'all cut it out, man.
Stop looking at the chat. So I hear Miss Debbie TV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
y'all.
what I was gonna say. And it's funny because I think this happened last year. Whenever the Steelers pick come up, they go to commercial.
Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna look at the chat. Don't look at the chat.
I'm not looking at the chat.
I don't listen. I'm the type of dude that I don't like spoiling stuff for nobody. I won't tell them if my dad's watching a game and I'm watching it and mine's faster. I don't say a word. But I want him to feel what I feel when he see this or see that play. I want the announcement to be like that for us. So don't look at the chat, y'all, at all. I blocked mine. I'm gonna wait until Debbie's TV plays and then we're gonna react.
Yep.
Because I don't want y'all spoiling the fun.
I'm with you on the spoiler stuff, man.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I could have spoiled a gang of stuff for you on that show, and I didn't.
Oh,
I showed
man.
love. I showed love, man. You know what I'm saying? And next week I'm not gonna spoil on the 6th. I'm gonna spoil Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I will not spoil that.
I'm gonna go see that for sure.
Yeah, I will not spoil Doctor Strange next week. I'll give you a non-spoiler review.
Charles, would you be quiet?
Don't look at the chat. Don't look over there.
No, I'm talking about Charles, whatever his name is.
Oh, okay.
He's saying people I don't want to.
Who Charles Davis?
Yeah.
That's my dude. I got a picture with Charles Davis. He a good dude. Yeah, he a good dude.
But
Hey,
you all are
man.
right. 'Cause I'm thinking about it. It's not a lot of teams who need to necessarily reach for a quarterback this year. It's not.
Including Pittsburgh. So again, guys, but for Lord, donation. I'm not gonna read it.
I'll read it.
No, because they might
Jazzy,
say something. They
Trying
might
to
say
see
something.
no.
Okie
It
doke.
said Jazzy J. Thank you for the donation.
Okay.
I tried to donate through my main channel, but can't.
All right. We thank you. Appreciate you. Round of applause. Don't look at it. I'm telling you, because somebody might say, we got so and so.
I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look.
Don't look.
Man, now I'm looking at the chat 5 minutes ago, man. Start saying stuff, draw you in. It's like, nah, man. Like, no.
So again, people in the chat.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to set my TV, so let me know if you can hear it.
Oh, we can hear it. I can hear it for sure. I'm not saying I want them to draft Malik
Franco
Willis.
and
Michael Irvin.
The consensus is, folks, if the Steelers reach, quote fingers, this year for a quarterback, it better be Willis at 20. That's all. That's my only thing. I'm in favor of them skipping quarterback. At least until the second or third or whatever.
I'm gonna try to be emotionless.
But we can hear it together.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say I'm leaning in trying to hear the TV.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Get all that. Thank you, Miss Debbie.
Here with us tonight to celebrate the 50th anniversary of that moment and to announce the pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Please welcome Pro Football Hall of Famer Franco Harris. Can't wait to hear about this reaction.
Real quick, if Ben would have came out there, we already knew what the pick was.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. I'm getting all the way down in my chair.
Y'all bugging.
42 NFL draft. The Pittsburgh Steelers select Kenny Pickett.
Oh my God.
I don't have no words.
Why?
Now, this is not a guy that's supposed to be able to run this offense that everybody was bragging that this guy run, right?
Matt Canada.
Maybe
Matt
it's,
Canada?
That's what you're saying, Miss Debbie? Matt Canada's offense?
yeah.
I feel like they just felt it must have been too good to be true. Or he's the Pittsburgh.
All I know is when I make my comments about this guy offense this year, I don't want to hear jack crap because he had the opportunity with all them guys that fell. I wanted them to go back.
Well, do you think they'll still have him sit though for the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Mitch is. They can
Does
essentially.
this guy do what he wants in the offense?
Man, I am shocked. I know we're not supposed to be, but it's just because there was other people available, including all the other quarterbacks. So I am shocked. Like, I'm not gonna front.
That's why I didn't say nothing. Everybody else was speculating. I said, I'm gonna shut up because you started putting your predictions out there.
Even their comp doesn't excite me. Matt Hasselbeck.
Yeah, that's not good.
Matt Hasselbeck. Good.
Even though Matt Hasselbeck did ball for a couple of years, I can't say he never wasn't good.
I asked you, Lord. I asked you. I asked you not to do this.
No.
Oh my goodness.
What's funny, if you watch
All I'm
Lewis
gonna
Riddick,
say is without comment.
you see what Lewis Riddick is doing? Lewis Riddick is showing you his hand size. He's showing you his hand size.
All right. Let me put the coach's hat back on. I'm gonna go on record and say this, guys. He's the pick. I gotta accept it now, and I'm gonna trust, even though I completely disagree. I'm gonna trust that Brandon Hunt, people of that nature, know more than I do when it comes to evaluating who the quarterback should have been if they were there. Because who it wasn't was Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, Matt Corral.
Mm-hmm.
So then it came down to which guy do they feel is better suited, Willis or Pickett. So, again, I don't agree with it. None of us do. We're going to go around the panel.
And it's funny because I'm looking at what they're saying, and oh, I love this pick. What are they looking at? Because,
you know what? I'm going to make it my point. I'm going to go watch a game or two tonight. I got to compare these dudes now.
I can't. I'm not going to watch him tonight.
I got to.
I didn't want a quarterback. I definitely didn't want this guy.
Well, we knew this was happening.
I gotta let it sit a couple of days.
Yeah. I'm not shocked. I knew a quarterback was getting picked.
And I would hate to think this. Is Kevin Colbert gonna be staying on with this team after next year? Because there was rumor that he was gonna stay on in another position, but he wanted to make sure he picked a quarterback for this franchise, because he could have did without this pick.
Oh man,
I would hate to think that he threw an anchor in the water on his way out.
You know what? I'm gonna take. Not saying that I'm agreeing with any of it, but I'm gonna look at some of the quote unquote. I'm not gonna say quote unquote. I'm gonna look at some of the positive comments and read into some of those just for a spell. Mm-hmm. My man, Dr. Trey says, what's that? Something's real loud. What's that?
That's me. That was me checking out what Louis Riddick was saying about Pickett.
Dr. Trey says, wait, I lost it. I got to find it. He says, a potential first-round quarterback trained in their facility. They know what they're doing. And like I said, listen, I'm going to be disgusted about the pick because I just didn't. Let me preface it by saying this. Again, I said it a million times, but let me say it for those who might have just came in. I was looking at potential, and I said this Tuesday, maybe my view was biased because I'm looking at Lamar Jackson. I'm looking at Deshaun Watson. Not so much Burrow, but I'm just looking at Lamar and his ability to extend the play unpredictable like that. And I'm biasedly, I'm saying to myself, remember I said it Tuesday, man, I haven't seen the Steelers quarterback like that in my lifetime. Like for real. And maybe I'm only looking at that. Now, Willis is raw. I've also said this in recent weeks. His accuracy is not great. But my idea was that the guy wasn't playing this year anyway. So I'm expecting him, you know what I mean? That was my focus of, listen, we're not playing him this year anyway. Mitch is going to be the stopgap, yada, yada, yada. But if we're just looking at the quarterback comparison, I don't know. I guess maybe Pickett is better now. I don't know, man. So I'm going to trust the team. I just didn't want this. I feel like if they were going to do that, they could have skipped quarterback and went a different direction.
Go back, get more picks. They could have did that for me for that pick.
Yeah, oh man.
Best player of it.
Did you acknowledge the donation?
My man Ozzy Tank. Yeah, let me hit that. Ozzy Tanks, you did say it. He said it probably 25 minutes ago. He says, I'm from the future. The Steelers are going to pick Kenny Pickett. He was right. Carmichael, round of applause to the donation. You called it early. He said it way back.
The Chiefs picked Trent McDuffie, cornerback.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Now watch
That boy,
watch Detroit
Now,
mess
see,
around
these
and
other
get
teams are getting
Willis.
better in the positions that they need to be better in.
that boy's nice. Well, I mean, but you can't. I mean, I'm not judging nobody on their first round pick because I don't know what they're gonna do in the second. I don't know what they're gonna do in the third. And you know what I mean? They could have a as long as Pittsburgh addresses their needs in the second, third, and fourth. I'm straight. You know what I mean? And it was one of the reasons I didn't say anything, Sim, when we used to text back. I never gave you a solid. I'm with Malik Willis, and I'm with.
Yeah.
I never said that because when I ranked them, when I scouted them, because I've seen Kenny Pickett play 5 times, so I've seen him. So I have a nice little. I know what he is. You know what I mean? So when I was ranking him, I said Kenny Pickett is the accurate quarterback. He's the one that's accurate. He can run a little bit. And matter of fact, me and Sim were watching the game, texting each other when Kenny Pickett made that move that they've outlawed in the NCAA now that you can't do as a
I
quarterback.
like that fake
Beautiful.
slide.
It's fine.
Man, that was genius thinking in the moment though.
It was genius. I give him that. But
I give him that, yeah.
But we, you know, so for me, my the way I had him was I had Willis and Pickett. I had Willis ahead of Pickett, but I thought Pickett would go first. So like the way I was looking at it, I thought Pickett would go first. But then as I started watching and started breaking down other positions, I started going, Pickett might not go on top. Because really the spot would have been Carolina. But when you look at what Carolina needed, I was like, they need an offensive lineman. They got to help, you know what I mean? They got to help Sam. And then think about it this way, Sam Darnold is younger than Kenny Pickett.
He's about to be 24.
Yeah, so they still, you know, they still believe in him. So it's not a shock to me. I mean, would it have been nice to get Willis? He's the perfect fit. But if Canada is running this offense and he thinks he can do it, and really, if you think about it, Mitch Trubisky is what he wants to run that offense. And if Kenny Pickett is the backup, that's cool. But I just got a feeling in 2 years, Pittsburgh Steelers will be on the clock looking for another quarterback.
Look at Snoopy McQueen. Round of applause
Yeah,
for
I
the
saw
donation. Y'all need to listen, man. Let me say this right now. And I'm not doing this in 2022, so I'll say it tonight. The kind of stuff that Tomlin gets blamed for really cracks me up. Like, I understand, you know, if y'all haven't been happy with his coaching, you know, well, okay, cool. You know, we all see things differently. But this ain't got nothing to do. Okay, I'm sure Tomlin's input is there, but you're not going to put this decision completely on Tomlin. Tomlin ain't the scout. He's not the GM. He's not the owners. He has input, and there you have it. So I'm not blaming Tomlin for this. And again, let me say this too as a disclaimer. I'm going to pull back some of my hate because what if it turns out that Kenny Pickett ends up playing very well for the Steelers and Malik Willis does not?
Right.
I don't want to have egg on my face. I'm just saying I didn't like the pick today. Now that he's picked, I'm going to give him a chance, man.
Green Bay just picked a linebacker.
They took Quay Walker. Sim, I told you Quay Walker was going to go ahead of your boy. But
Yeah.
he's bigger. I told you. I said Quay Walker will go ahead of that dude, man. He's bigger.
And let's correct this now, Tony Barnes. It's Pickett, not Pickens. He said we chose Pickens. And listen, it's funny, the chat is kind of split. Some people in here loving the pick. So this is what I'm saying. We just speaking from our personal thoughts tonight. But I'm not gonna say fire this person. Rooney, I hate no, I still trust in my Steelers. Obviously they know something. We just don't agree with it. That's all.
Yeah, because it's just like last year, like people, you know, it's cool that we have Najee, but I still would have preferred to at that time have gotten a center or somebody else. Like it's just about like what we were talking about earlier, like taking running backs in the first round. So
Yeah.
sometimes not even about the player, it's just about where they were taken and who else is on the board. So like you're saying, you know, he could turn out to be a great player.
Right? And we didn't trade up. At least that's a plus.
They stayed put.
Yeah.
They stayed put. The quarterback, and people say he failed. I'm like, no, they didn't fail. That's where they were slotted.
Yeah.
So quarterbacks went where they wanted to go, where they were supposed to go. And I just look at it like the pick didn't affect me because, to me, that's a need pick that they have to address. But I just, you know, but in today's NFL, the way I look at it, if Trubisky plays well, if the Bridge plays well for these next 2 years, and they give the reins over to Pickett at sometimes, we'll see. Do I think he's a franchise quarterback? Not really. I think that small hands thing that people try to say is not important. I'm like, it's important
It's important. Yeah.
because when you watch games and you see that stuff happen, you wonder why it happened. You say, oh, he should have got rid of it. No, he has small hands. When he has small hands and the guy swipes down, it's easy to knock the ball away. And the perfect example is Joe Burrow, who has small hands. And if you remember in the Super Bowl, the last 2 plays of the game was because, that's what I'm saying. But when Joe Burrow had to get rid of the rock. He can't hold on to it and hold it for 7 seconds, 8 seconds. He can't do that. So that hand size means something. And really, the hand size should tell you with Ben.
I was going to say that. That was the big thing they said about Ben, is that he was able to hold the ball.
Yeah, that pump fake.
Pump fake it. Exactly.
That hand size matters. It's people don't. I'm like, that's a gift. I mean, you were born with it. You know what I mean? So, it's they always say you can't. They always say you can't teach certain stuff. You can't teach that.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? If you got it, you got it. You know what I mean? And a perfect example is Sim's boy, Kobe Bryant. Sim loves Kobe Bryant. That's his player. That's his dude. And I said, the difference between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan's hands was big.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take the ball out of Michael Jordan's hands. He get to the baseline, that's a dunk. You try to foul him, that's an and one. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. The hand size matters. So
it matters.
It matters. So
we got a couple donations, so I'll read the comments. And before I even read it, Snoopy McQueen wants everybody fired. Round of applause to Rail Facts and Snoopy McQueen. I'll read Snoopy's first because his is a shorter comment. Round of applause. He says the GM should have stepped down after the season, should have hired a new GM to make decisions. I don't disagree with that. I do kind of, if I had my opinion, if you're going to leave, let the new GM get in there and get his feet wet. Not 100% cool with, because they're saying they're going to announce it shortly after the draft. But if Colbert is staying on, because like Debbie mentioned tonight, there's rumors that he's going to stay on. And then even before this, we heard he was going to have some type of extended role, I guess. You know what I mean? But I don't know. And maybe that was a Tomlin decision. Maybe that process that they've had worked so well, they wanted to do it with each other. Pause. They wanted to do that together. And, they just wanted to go through their normal process, being that this is an important draft for them. You never know. Relfax says, Bills and Ravens traded. Relfax says, what did Relfax got? Okay, go ahead, Debbie. You said they got what?
The Ravens get the 25th overall 4th round pick 130.
Gotcha.
For the pick 23. And Relfax said, I guess I'm the only one who loves the pick. Kenyon knows I like Pickett more than Willis. Hometown kid, more accurate quarterback in the draft. I'm excited. I think Pickett is going to beat Mitch out for sure. I just hope that, because I've seen a lot of comments in here about, that, we got to get Pickett, it's that, that Ghost of Marino kind of thing. No, that's not anywhere in this decision, and it shouldn't be. But it's funny that, that it comes up like, we out on Marino, so we got to get, this guy.
Yeah, I don't believe none of that.
The Steelers could have amended that Ghost a long time ago.
Well, you can't. They'll never live that down. I mean, there's nothing they can do.
Exactly.
So the reality is, and I lived through that era. I saw it. I remember the pick. I used to get cereal in the morning, and I was like 8 years old. And get your cereal on Sunday. You watch the game. You sit on the couch, whatever. And I used to sit up there and go, "Man, they picked the goddamn Marino." I used to say that. I said, "If they were goddamn Marino, man, they would have had more Super Bowls." But the reality is, that they picked somebody else. They thought Chuck Noll wanted the defensive tackle. The organization, the Rooney that passed, the father, he wanted Marino. He was pushing for Dan.
Yeah.
He was like, take Dan. And there's no comparison between Kenny Pickett and Dan Marino.
Not at all.
It's just not. You know what I'm saying? So it's they can't live it down. They can't. I mean, they can win 7 Super Bowls, 8 Super Bowls, and they'll still say you'd have Marino. Because the transition would have been Terry Bradshaw to Marino, and if you really think about it, it wouldn't have been no lull. You know what I mean? They probably would have won. He would have won at least 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? At least. So that's
But
just
I
like.
think it still might have been a lull, even with him, between him and Ben.
Well, no. If Marino retires, it wouldn't have been the same lull. It wouldn't
Oh,
have been.
no, I get that. I get that. It still would have been a little one. It wouldn't have been,
Right. It wouldn't have been big. Yeah, they would just transition. I guess similar to what Green Bay did. Like I always say, what Green Bay did was the smartest thing I saw when they had Brett Favre, get Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre leaves, you plug in Aaron Rodgers, and you still rolling. You know what I mean? You back where you wanted to be, and that's like the perfect way to do it. But they'll never live that down. I want Kenny Pickett to succeed.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting him to succeed. I'm not worried about it. So.
Oh, and the Bills picked
my man Elam. Yeah, Elam. They just replaced Levi Wallace.
Yeah.
Real quick and easy. Casual Friday. Round of applause to you as well. Another donation. He says, or she says, I'm not going to assume. That's a very generic name. On Sundays, we going to be like Kenny P! Exclamation. Cordell Stewart had big hands too. Okay. I love what's happening in the chat, man. I love seeing the dynamics of some who will love it, some who hate it, some who will even kill. Because at the end of the day, man, that's what it's about with the draft. Like, we can want whoever we want. We don't do this for a living. All I can do is trust the team. And if Kenny Pickett turns out to be a bust, it is what it is. I mean, we went through it with Artie Burns. We went through it with Jarvis Jones. Well, then we also went through it with TJ Watt. See what I'm saying? So you just never know, who's going to. Troy Polamalu. I'm sure there were people at that time that thought, they shouldn't do that. And this dude ended up being arguably one of the best safeties of all time. So I'm not going to be too down. I mean, y'all saw my little 10 minutes. I am still like, huh? Again, and I just called it. I said, this ain't going to be a Haskins and Jones situation, is it? But maybe Pickett is the better one. I don't know, man. Maybe I was getting lost in I might have been getting lost in the what could be with Willis, So, what's up, Destiny?
Oh, no, I was just waving. I got to hop off for the night.
Oh,
I got to be on with you all.
Yeah, we can actually go ahead and shut it down, man. We've been here, long enough? I don't think there's much more for us to discuss. Yeah, we've been here over 2 hours, and wifey just came home. So, look, final thoughts. We'll let Destiny give hers really quick, and we'll go ahead and shut it down. But, I'll save mine for last. Go ahead, Destiny.
I hope that he, turns out to be who the Steelers thinks that he is and not who some of us thinks he is. That famous line.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see what they do next. They can make some great moves with the picks they still have. And I'm with you all. Let's look at some film. Let's stay positive, and we're just gonna see what happens. And always much love, Steeler Nation.
There you go, Debbie. What you got?
More aligned with what Destiny said. But for all of those who didn't like the pick, at least give us some of the time to grieve a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't kick us in the back because we didn't like the pick. Give us a little bit of time. We'll reach up to you eventually, because we all Steelers fans. We're gonna, root for our team to have success. But just give us some bail until we get over this night.
I might feel better come Tuesday. What you got, Kenyon? I know you ain't got much on it. You pretty much said what you said, but for the people in the back, what you got?
I mean, I don't have, for me, it's not a bother pick for me. It doesn't mean anything. I've watched Pickett. I know what he is, so I'm not gonna. I mean, as I said, you guys have homework. You three, y'all watch Kenny Pickett. I've seen him. I know what's up. He's a good quarterback. So I don't know. I'm more excited about rounds 2, 3, And to me, that's the draft. You know what I mean? Because the first pick, it's the glamour pick. But the second, third, fourth, those are the picks that matter for us. And
Yeah, absolutely.
we get a great receiver, and like when me and Sim do these things, first rounds are cool, but I really like when we do second and third rounds when we do those because it's more, it's the meat. It's what will make us. You know what I mean? And I think that's the most important thing. What will make us? And they can address wide receiver they need to. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. We'll see with Kenny Pickett. We may not see him this year, so I'm not even.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not down on him like that. I just point out what he has and what he doesn't have. He just has small hands, and that is a factor when you play quarterback. So, and it's not the cold weather he played at Pitt. It's just the small hands. Small hands matter in certain situations. So.
He get the fumbling out there. Y'all know we pointing right to see.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying it today, so I don't have to say it the other day whenever else is angry. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm done. So that's it.
And like I said, guys, to end this thing up, I'm not gonna be so sour. I'm gonna take my time, like Debbie said. Tuesday I'll come back, and again, it's just me. It was just the potential of what could have been. Debbie and Destiny was more. Let's not do quarterback. I could get out on the train as well. And like Kenyon said, man, it's one of those, we didn't think he would be the first one. So I'm not going to go as far as what somebody said in here in the chat, bust pick. Like, how y'all calling that already? I don't. Right. Come on, man. I don't get how y'all do it. It's not like this dude is trash. It's just, we just didn't feel like that was the way to go. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. And, we'll come back. And, let me tell y'all this. And I've told a lot of y'all earlier. I'm going to a wedding. We're leaving tomorrow because my little man is in it. So we got to go to rehearsal and all of that. So I hate that I won't be able to do my normal shows, like, for each pick and all of that. I might try to sneak them in on the phone, though. Like, tomorrow, like, I'm going to take my computer. So you might see, like, me just in the hotel, like, chopping it up and telling y'all how I thought about, the day 2 picks or whatever. And maybe. But if that doesn't happen, we'll definitely be back on Tuesday. And, we'll finalize our thoughts. But there it is, man. I want to thank Destiny for sure, Debs, and my man Kenyon for coming through. I think the show was great tonight. I love that debate between Debs, Kenyon, and Destiny. That was cool. Y'all saw me just sitting back listening. I enjoyed it. But, man, that's all we got. So
you're a regular old manager. Don't say nothing. Let the violence happen. I mean, your new name is Cersei. You not know that's your new name.
Let them go.
Cersei. That's what you
go. They all right. From the outside, they like they fighting. No, they not. That's what we do. Let them go.
Debate is great. Man. Debate is great. You don't want to be boring and corny.
All right, folks. The 20th pick, Kenny Pickett. He is a Pittsburgh Steeler. It is ironic. I will say this as I end. My wife was like, that would be crazy if they picked the guy who played in Pittsburgh. And she didn't know. She just said that. And now I got to go tell her, guess what happened? So, but all right, man. Love y'all. Love my guests. Love the chat. Y'all know what it is. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Definitely hit the like button. Cut on your notifications. Might be some pop-up videos in the weekend. If not, be back on Tuesday. So, all right. Stay safe. God bless. Good night. Peace.